ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Casting the Spotlight episode number 219. It is our first episode of March, and we are kicking it off solo style.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's March, right?
I know. I think February went pretty quick this year, but January kind of feels like it drags on a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say it feels like we're approaching spring, and in a way it does because all the rain in the forecast, but it's still a little bit cold.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna get like a fall spring like usual, and like a lot of the changing the seasons.
Our spring is just a monsoon.
And then we'll get a little more winter, and then it'll turn to spring, hopefully.
Yeah, fuck spring. No, I'm just kidding. But dude,
No,
spring
dude,
really
we
is
had
rough on me.
some great springs growing up, but since then I don't. I think it's like hard to remember a time where it hasn't like flooded the entire time, or a lot of the time. Like last year in 2019, I've never seen anything like that. Like every creek was overfilled like the whole fucking April to June time.
Yeah.
And it was unbelievable. Like last year was the closest thing to that, and there was tornadoes all over the place like a few times. Me and you both lost power before we went down to watch Cheatham like graduate. We're hoping that it was gonna be back on by the time we were back.
That's right. That was that time, huh?
Yeah, that was it was like the mid-ish May one.
Yeah, I remember that night being like, damn, like whenever it really started rolling in out there, and I heard how strong the wind was, the shit was hitting the windows, and like I was like, man, is the tornado like actually right here? Like it felt like it was.
It did. It did.
Yeah, I went to my bathtub with my cat, dude. Brought
The
a
old
beer in there.
Doge. Your old buddy, Leo.
Yeah.
He's not listening.
Until they got together again, like shortly after they lived with each other, and they started just whooping on each other.
Yeah.
It's like,
Didn't I bring him over to your place?
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
That's when Bojack was like, now it's my time. You're at my house now.
Yeah.
Cats are funny like that, though. They're very, like, territorial and they have to establish who's the boss in the place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, no matter where
There
at.
has to be growing pain period for both of them in ways, but one of them usually dominates, and then you're like, and then it's like the balance is understood after that.
It was kind of funny, though, when he came over to my place at the time, because he almost let Bojack kind of, like, beat on him. Some. Like, Bojack got the upper hand on him a lot, and it almost felt like it was like, this is my place.
They wouldn't go, like, near each other.
I let you have the last place, but this is mine. Yeah.
Well, that was going to happen because Bojack was a little boy, too. And
Yeah.
Leo got punished from Ellie.
That's how it goes. It's a chain, bro.
She beat the hell out of him. I'll never forget her. He was, like, basically hanging on the staircase.
She pushed him right off.
She was like poking at him through remember the gate and like all that shit. She was poking, and all you heard was my Kylie had him for like a few weeks or something. He was just like trying to scratch and hang on. She poked at him, and you hear like he fell down a lot of the staircase.
Dude, you're lucky with him though.
Oh, man.
He's got an attitude.
Yeah,
he's a little testy with
he
people
is.
for
It's
sure.
like but he's a smart. He's like
and he's quiet.
He's aware, and he's an observatory.
He's a smart, observing cat.
Yeah.
You know?
He doesn't trust some energies. Like, certain people come in and he's, like, fine. And then other people, like, especially if, like, that's the other thing. If you go up to him first, like, it has to almost be an invite. Or sometimes even if he, like, looks up to you and stops, then he probably wants you to pet him. But some people, like, even as he's sniffing him, he's not ready for that yet. You know what I mean? He's just like, you know, but they're definitely interesting. Like, some people don't think cats have a personality, but I think whenever you live with them, especially, you really understand how much personality they have, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, there's so many unique personalities with them, and, like, they all have their little quirks and things, like, they'll do and shit, too.
My cats drive me fucking nuts. Dude, I love them, but they both got their things, dude. And now there's two of them. It's just like, between the two of you, bro. And now we got the rats too, and it was funny. Like the other day, it was just me at the house. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get the rats out. I do that sometimes too. Let them run around on the couch and do their thing. I'm like, I'm gonna eat dinner, watch a show.
With the rats out?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
The rats are gonna hang out. The cats are in the kitchen, hanging out together. It was adorable. They were cuddling in their little thing, their little hideout under the couch, like in the couch there, under the blanket. And the cats were on their, like, the top shelf of the cat hide together. Like, this is great. Dinner time. Like 5 minutes in, dude, the rats are like running up, trying to get at my mouth and shit, running on my head to get to my dinner, and I'm like trying to swat them away. And Bojack attacks Benny in the kitchen. Not attacks him, but like he'll like fuck with them. Like Benny will try to like run off. He'll like get up and stuff, and Bojack will be like, "Oh, I'm gonna jump on his back."
Yeah.
Like shit like that, and then you just hear Benny in there like screaming and stuff. I'm like, bro. It's like having kids. Like, I can't have a moment's fucking peace.
Bojack is a little like that, I feel like, where he's got that like, where you can't be chilling. He's going to come over and get involved somehow.
He wants to fuck with you.
Remember Leo would, like, just say, you'd always be like, dude, stop fucking with him. Like, Leo's just asleep somewhere, and Bojack would come up and, like, try to get him to play, you know, because he's got, like, that personality, too. But he also...
And I feel bad for, like... yelling at him for it, but Benny's not that cat, bro. Benny's old.
Yeah.
He's an old man, and Bojack's like jumping on his back and biting his head and shit. It's like he does not want that at all.
They did have some adorable pictures though, like when Bojack was just like he was like laying on Leo, and then he was like cuddled up inside of Leo's like ball. It was I still have some of those pictures, like when he was like pretty small.
It's funny to think about him. It's just the tiny little thing he was.
He was hanging over like Leo's like head and neck, like, you know, kind of like up there. He was like just like laying like this. It was like I still have some of those photos on there.
He took to him.
But yeah, eventually after Leo beat him up a little bit.
Yep.
But Ellie beat Leo up.
Well, that was the thing.
They all just give a whooping to the next cat.
I think Leo just wanted to establish, as long as you're cool with the fact that I'm the man up in here.
Yeah. Even though they'd still do their shit, like Leo could have like made sure that Bojack didn't take his food, but like Leo would just be like, all right, now my bowl's full. All right, I'll eat for a little bit at first, and then now he just wants it done. He just wants to know that there's food in there. He doesn't have to eat it all there. But the thing is, we always noticed because Bojack would try to fucking skirt from the kitchen or act like he wasn't leaving, and then he'd go over and eat Leo's food.
That's what he still does.
And then they'd both act like, because then Bojack would go eat Bojack's food. And then they would both be like, "Bro, I don't have any food." And then they both gained like fucking way too much weight before we started being smart about like how to feed them and shit.
Dude, Bojack, he's still overweight, but he's lost weight.
Yeah.
I took him to the vet. Like, I take him every year, once a year. And he lost like 1.6 pounds or something like that. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. You still look fat. Like, I was worried that they were going to get on to me.
Yeah. Plump.
Because that's the thing. If your animal's overweight, it's taking them to the vet's rough. Because then they're like, oh, well, they got to... Like, dude, I try. I buy him these different kinds of toys and shit. He don't give a fuck, dude. He just wants... If it's something that crinkles, he's into it.
Yeah.
Otherwise... It don't matter, and the only thing he only cares when you're throwing it for him. Otherwise,
that's like a dog.
That's it.
Like that's what's crazy. Like, he has somehow he acquired that trait. Oh yeah, he kind of does in ways.
He doesn't bring it back half the time, and then he'll come back and meow at you. It's like, no, I'm not getting out from my shit.
Yeah.
To go get you another one or go get that one. I don't know. We're just going in on the cats. They are like, you know, having an animal is like having a kid, though, in a way. I'm not comparing it to that level, but it is kind of like, if that's, when you live around them for so long, it's like, you know just kind of who they are, what their personality's like. They know you, too. or they think they do. That's the thing. Cats think it doesn't matter how many times you're like, this doesn't work. They still think that they're gonna outsmart you with some shit.
Yeah. They'll try that shit all the time, try to trip you and just get in your way and shit.
Oh, that'll get me
Nothing's
mad,
going
dude.
on, and then like as soon as I need to get up, oh, you want to get up, but right before I do, and right in front of me. It's like
they were just waiting for you to get
Yeah.
up so you could do something for them.
Yeah.
Typically, it's like, okay, now that you're up.
Well, you want to start on some this or that?
Yep, let's do it.
Alrighty. All right. Well, tonight, for the first time in quite some time, probably upwards of a year, we drew the category of movie characters. So, that being the case, I have come up with one. And last time, I know we hit them with a bunch of like real powerhouse characters, and I'm sure there'll be some in here still too. But you know, I was trying to go like inwards and like just look at some of the different characters of the movies we've watched over the years, and you know, some of the things that gravitated towards either you or both of us, you know, too. And you know, I'm like, let's go a little deeper, like instead of some of the typical like, you know, mainstay franchises, like I'll go in some other directions and try not to even repeat any if I can. And I was able to come up with a pretty decent list that goes a little deeper, you know.
Mm.
So we'll see how it does. I don't know if you're a big fan of you. I mean, I know to a degree you are, because like I know I came back from California and kind of showed you guys these movies, and then we saw one of them, and it was by far not the best one. But all that being said, the redeeming quality here is this feller shares a name with you, Elijah Price, but you know him as Mr. Glass in the Unbreakable Split Glass trilogy. He is gonna be your main. You share a first name with him, so there's a little bit of connection there.
I mean, I did really enjoy his character, honestly, until, I mean, even in Glass, for a lot of it.
Oh, the build was great.
Yeah.
The execution, the outcome, not so much.
No.
Not at all.
That's
That would have been the kindest we had ever talked about that movie if we had just said not great.
Yeah, that was a bomber. So
Yeah.
like, this was what you were telling me this trilogy was.
Yeah.
This didn't even have to be a trilogy.
No.
Why did we do this?
It kind of brought both worlds together, like Unbreakable. Like just one day in California, like either I got off work or I didn't have work, and like one of the rare times, like so like Roger was always over there, you know, smoking a joint, doing his thing and stuff. And then like I sat down and like we both something else he was watching, like I was just watching like with him the remainder of it, whatever. And Unbreakable starts, and like instead of just being like, all right, I'm gonna go do something or whatever, I was just like I just kept watching it. And like I was just drawn to it, and I was like, "This is actually fucking pretty good movie so far." Like, and I'm not, I don't have that strong of feelings towards Bruce Willis one way or the other. Like, I wouldn't say like he's one of my favorite and I love him actors, but he has had great performances in certain things. Pulp Fiction being one of them.
Yeah.
And he definitely has a collection of good movies or great movies that he's been in.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's a legend in his own right.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not like biggest Bruce Willis fan, it's like,
yeah,
I know the guy's over.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's been in a lot of stuff like that. But anyway, no, I just started watching and I was like, in Unbreakable to this day, I think it's one of his best performances. Like, it was fucking awesome. And so I just gravitated towards the movie, and then like then it had this other element. I didn't even know it was going to be like that, the superhero kind of thing, and Glass would be involved, and Samuel L. Jackson is Elijah Price, you know, Glass. Yeah. And I was just like, the movie was like fucking tremendous, and I just didn't expect to like be sitting there through all of it, but like that shows you from the staying power of it. Whenever I was like just sitting there watching it, because like normally if it went to a commercial, whatever, I would have just been like, all right, I'm gonna go do something, whatever. But like I was just like watching, and I was like, I want to see what happened, and like that was just on classic TV with commercials too, and this was like 2018, and I was just like, damn, that was fucking good. But then I didn't even know the thing about it connecting to Split for a while either.
Yeah.
So, and like I know I came back and like showed you guys Unbreakable, and then I know me and you talked about it, and then we both watched Split. I think you even watched it before me. But that was pretty damn good too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So
that was the thing. It was building up to be like, oh, this could be really interesting. And then it was until it wasn't.
Yeah, Glass was like built so well. Like Split was different and clever in a lot of ways, and Unbreakable was just kind of like a great built story towards like the inevitable outcome. Like if this guy, as you saw him develop like this ability or show that he had this ability after that train wreck, you know?
Yeah.
It was just Unbreakable was just a well told, pretty on point.
Like
when
have
script.
you ever been sick, man?
Yeah, like everything had a reason, and like that was a really clean Unbreakable. I'm not gonna say necessarily flawless, but like it was really fucking like a clean script. It was like everything made sense and everything like led towards the inevitable reveal / outcome, like of him having these supernatural abilities, you know.
Yeah.
In stopping certain evil and shit. So yeah, I mean, and that came out in like 2000, so it's like there was like a huge break between that and when Split came out, which was 2016. And then Glass came out in 19, and we saw it with big old Dick Nick. And I think we all three were like, dude, the first 2 acts executed. It's so funny that to this day, whenever we think of in terms of a movie playing out like that, we both think of Glass. Like, it's like the 3rd act was such a like letdown. It just sticks in the mind because of it.
I mean, I feel like that's the fear with M. Night Shyamalan sometimes. Like, because he's known for being the guy that does the big twist. Oh shit, what's gonna happen thing. He's got to live up to that every movie. Every movie, it's got to be something wild, fucking gonna go down. So like, and sometimes he strikes gold, and sometimes you're like, what the fuck are we doing?
Or that was the worst thing you could have done.
Yeah.
It's like, how of all the endings you decide on that?
So you never know with him. Because he made Unbreakable.
Yeah.
And he made
The Sixth Sense.
Oh yeah.
And then he made Glass,
the
Avatar The Last Airbender.
Yeah, Avatar The Last Airbender. He didn't know shit about Avatar The Last Airbender. That's the poor thing. Why would you want to make that one?
Yeah, it doesn't even seem like something that he would take, like a job he would take.
Unless he was just trying to make it his own. So he's like, I'm going to slightly change up the characters' names. But that's just going to piss everybody off.
that is filing in to see it is going to be... So it's like, you're going to kill They shredded it, dude.
Oh, they killed it.
They shredded it. Like, the critics shredded it, and I remember
I'm sure
some of the audience
it.
did.
I'm
it got like a 10% or less on, like, critically and audience-wise. It was barbaric, dude. They shredded it.
Yeah, it didn't get the Avatar name. It just got The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
So at least there's that. But I think they're going to make another Avatar movie.
But that just seems like Avatar light. Why would you even make it if that's not what it's going to be?
It was kind of that, I think.
You know?
I never watched it because I heard it was terrible.
I did watch some episodes and certain arcs growing up.
I know, I watched the show.
Yeah, you watched the whole show. I didn't. But I did know that I didn't know it was just as complex and nuanced as you and like Cheatham and Justin always talk about.
Oh yeah, it was cool.
But
it was all the different nations.
I would watch it like whenever Drake and Josh or SpongeBob or whatever the hell would end, and then it would be on after, you know.
That's the problem with that show. Is it was like, yeah, it was a Nick show, and that kind of gives this thing. Oh, it was this kid show.
Yeah.
And it sort of was. I mean, it wasn't like there was nothing that was too crazy that it couldn't be for kids. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it was like very nuanced, and it was a storyline. So it wasn't one of those shows that it was like great to just have a random episode pop on, like it was any other show on Nick. Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, like any of those shows, it didn't matter what episode came on.
Yeah, you could watch it in any order at any time, pretty much.
But Avatar, it was kind of like there was a continuous story and journey.
Yeah. Played out through time. Well, going back to Elijah Price, Mr. Glass.
Oh yeah, we got to get going.
I'll just refer to him as Mr. Glass, I'm sure, most of the time. But yeah, that was the one that I was like instinctually, I was like, this might be an interesting one. Going back to dialing it.
Now that we've torn apart M. Night Shyamalan for a minute.
All right, but first, some of these are going to be so out of left field. You're like, oh man, like I never thought of that comparison in my life. But this is the movie characters you can really do that with, you know. All right, well, first up, we've got him, Mr. Glass, baby. Or Eddie Felson in The Hustler / The Color of Money.
See, it's funny because when you like name the first one or two people you're gonna have on the list, you're kind of like, okay, I know how this list might go now. You know. So this is gonna be tough.
Oh, dude, some of these are gonna be very
because neither of them are like, oh, these are one of my favorite movie characters. You know what I mean?
But I was gonna say, yeah, you.
I think
you have an opinion on most of these that I have on here.
Man, I think I might go Eddie.
Yeah.
I think Eddie was like the character that I liked the most within those movies. Like he was the one I was like kind of on his side.
He had the most complexity too to him, and like and obviously like he was, but even in The Color of Money, like why he was doing what he would do, and even after he was kind of a little embarrassed that he couldn't beat that what's his name? Rogue One, who I always fucking quote.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker. He was like one of the characters in that, and he kind of hustled Eddie, and Eddie didn't see it coming, and he was the hustler,
Yeah.
And so he was kind of felt bested like that, but like I thought because it was kind of interesting after he was like, remember him and Vincent had it out. He's like, you always do what you want to do, you never do what I want, you'll go out and do whatever the hell you want. And then he's like, shut up, if you're gonna leave us. Like he's like, shut up and give me money. And it just was kind of interesting because he did feel embarrassed that he's like, I'm just gonna fucking throw in the towel on this, like because he actually started getting a hunger for it again, and he expected better for him, like of himself after basically being retired all those years ago. Whenever Bert like pulled his shit in that final showdown with Fats that. Bert had no fucking business saying anyway.
Fuck
because
Bert,
it was Eddie's $3,000.
I hate Bert.
But it wasn't even Bert's money. He put up all of his own shit. It's like, dude, he didn't want to talk about Big Mama and Little Boyd. Dude, he didn't want to be big dicked in the room when everybody knew collectively something was going on, but normally Bert would be his manager.
What does it matter?
He didn't want to look big dick because they knew that he was his guy, but he would have had to own up to the thing about Sarah and Louisville. If
no, he wouldn't have. You could just be like, I'm not his manager anymore.
Well, he could have been, but like Bert didn't want to feel big dicked in a room full of fucking people. So he's like, no, I get a piece of that. It's like, dude,
no, that was the biggest dumbass way to take that shit. It's like, just accept the fact that guy is not working for you anymore, and you guys got some serious problems.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you don't even gotta address the shit, but just be like, I have nothing to do with the guy anymore.
Well, especially
this is
after
fuck him. This is his money. He wants to do this, and if he wins, be quiet and just be like, coming up and being like, well, I need to. Of course, that's not gonna work. You fucking idiot. I hated that guy.
Dude, George C. Scott plays just the best prick, though, of all time.
Yeah, I do like George C. Scott. That's the funny thing.
He was like so cold, but like he was such a like villainous character, like Venom like character, like just.
He's just a legendary actor.
Oh yeah, and I honestly want to watch his Patton again, like that movie. I want to watch that again. I was kind of thinking about that. I was starting to put together a list of movies between the 50s and 70s that I wanted to watch that I kind of found interesting, and I'm like, I'm gonna probably tackle that here soon too, especially now that it's just everything free time. So sometimes I'll get in. I don't know if that's just me or my ADHD, whatever. but it'll like get me into like when I was hyper fixating on all the sports docs. Then I'm like, I'm gonna watch all these, and then do that. But I'm like, I think I'm gonna watch like some old era movies for a little bit, especially like those because I've looked at some of the war movies, or I think I might check out that like Clint Eastwood trilogy that I've never seen that Quentin Tarantino swears by. There's only one perfect trilogy of all time, and it's whatever. But I'm like, it's also interesting to me, not even just based on his opinion, but because I've never actually seen those, and I'm like, I would like to see like what he means by like it's the perfect trilogy that's built upon the last movie, that everyone does top the other, and they're all better and more of a continuous built upon story, but done like perfectly. And that was A Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is funny because The Good, the Bad, and the Shits is, a lot like that title. And so he swears by that trilogy of films too. And I was like, it'd also be interesting because I've seen some Clint Eastwood movies, but most of them are like 90s and on films, Unforgiven, Gran Torino.
Yeah, his golden era
stuff
was
like
that.
Yeah,
shit.
60s, and those all came out in the 60s.
Yeah.
And I was like, I might check those out. That Ella Guinness one from like the 50s, I thought about watching. The Bridge on the River Kwai or something like that. He won his Academy Award for that. And I was talking actually to this older guy at work about it, and I was like, he's like, oh yeah, I just watched it. He like talks, he loves movies, and so like sometimes I'll talk to him about movie stuff and whatnot too, and but he's like, yeah, and I had heard like George Lucas talking about that, like he really liked him in that, and he's like, I want Alec Guinness for this role, and so I was like, it kind of dials it back old school a little bit too, and I was like, I might check that out, but there's like several ones
Some
that
old shit's good, man.
Yeah,
I do like some old movies,
and I know it'll be predicated much like The Hustler or The Color Money
stuff. That's a lot of
on the
old
acting
movies I've
yeah.
seen, but I mean, yeah, just old cinema is good. It's like it is different. You have to pay attention. That's hard for people nowadays because movies are made different now, and it's typically
series, the podcast, or the TikTok.
It's like one room. A camera in one room and long dialogue. That happens a lot in old cinema because it's like plays.
They are, yeah. They kind of are because they go on and on with just one cut. That's why the acting had to be on point. It's like, we don't have a fuckload of film. You better get this right. And everybody showed up clean, professional. Everybody that was in The Hustler, fucking checkmarked their role, like in terms of all of their like acting on point, It was like Jackie Gleason was outstanding too. Like Fats, oh dude, he was on point like every part of it.
Yeah, Fats was pretty dope too.
Yeah, he had such every little thing he did, like the cleaning the hair thing or like the all the powder, just every little thing had a reason.
There was no reason to like dislike him either. He was just doing what he needed to do.
Yeah.
He was trying to win the game.
And Jackie Gleason, like the actor, is a pretty fucking profound legend too. There's statues of that guy in New York City and places. Like he's definitely a memorable.
He's the honeymooners guy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So you're gonna go with Eddie Felson, huh? Look at that. In The Hustler, The Color Money. That's respect, man, for Paul Newman. That's what that is. He's a legendary actor too.
Yeah.
All right, next up we've got Mr. Glass, or, this is going to be kind of funny, Saul Silver in Pineapple Express.
That's one of the most legendary comedies, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Of all time.
It doesn't work without Seth and James being, like, as great as they were.
Who was the like black lady security guard at the school? She was like a known actress too, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Craig was in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gary Cole. He's been in a shitload of stuff.
Yeah, Bobby.
Dude. Gary Cole's went legitimate broke and then had to get back into acting and take jobs just to make money. He was also the Office Space guy that you always see the memes about. Yeah, so if you could just maybe work your whole weekend That'd be great. Like if you know what I'm talking about, where he's got the cup of coffee and he's
just the shit boss.
He was a son of a bitch in Entourage too. He was the one like that was married and Ari and his wife went out with them all the time. But he was like having an affair with like an intern. And Ari's like, he's like, "Are you out of your mind?" He's like, man. Oh, man. But anyway, yeah, Saul Silver, one of the legendary comedy characters.
Honestly,
last however long. Or Mr. Glass, a way different dynamic of characters too.
It is.
Along with Eddie.
Saul's lovable though. You know, he's a lovable guy. He got him into some shit. But
yeah.
At the same time, the girl was Cleo King, by the way.
Okay. She was in like
she's
White
been
Man
in a
Can't
bunch
Jump
of different
too,
stuff. Yeah, it says like National Security and Dude, Where's My Car and The Hangover and a bunch of different shit she's appeared in. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's tough because it's a very different kind of ranking. It's like, who would I rather spend time in a room with? Probably Saul.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You'd be bothered the entire fucking time by Glass. He wouldn't leave you alone if you're in the room with him.
I mean, I don't know if
unless
Saul
he found you uninteresting. Yeah, but you would probably be able to chill for a while with Saul.
But Saul would be like, he'd be at least nice and a little chill, you know?
But that's obviously a little different than what we're talking about, too.
It's who do you like more as a character here? Man,
when else would this ever come up?
This sounds tough because, like, I love Samuel L. Jackson, and I did like that role. Like, he was a cool villain, you know? But that was, like, one of the very best James Franco characters ever. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was. It was.
So, probably Saul.
All right. Damn. Slapping your boy Elijah around.
The name means nothing.
All right. Well, next up is this one might be a slapping too, but we'll see how it goes. Because I didn't actually bring up this series last time, so I'm like, I'll throw it in there. All right, Elijah Price / Mr. Glass or Professor Snape in the Harry Potter series.
Yeah. Gotta roll with Snape.
He's got just too much. There's just too much there. There's history and there's great shit. Alan Rickman too was fucking a masterclass actor.
Yeah, that was like a huge role for him too. But yeah, Snape was like a complex character too because most of the time, like a majority of the story.
Yep.
You kind of thought this guy was a son of a bitch.
Even into the fucking last movie, but like a good amount of time, you kind of thought that.
And then it was all for Harry, you know? Because he promised Lily he would do it. So he did it.
And he loved her.
Yeah. So that was like, it just changed the whole perspective of Snape. But even like before that, like Snape was just hilarious. Like how much of a dickhead he was. It was like, dude, if there was a teacher like that, it'd be like, how is this guy not kicked the fuck out of the school, man?
Yeah.
But Hogwarts was a crazy place like that. They employed some fucking wild people.
Yeah, no, they definitely did.
Very.
Hogwarts.
All the professors were like, they were fucking strange.
What house do you think you'd be in if you got in there?
It was funny because we had that conversation, me and Haley, with Kaylin and Calvin when we were like, took them out to the mall and stuff. And I said I'd probably be like Hufflepuff. That'd probably be me.
Probably. Maybe.
And Kaylin was like, "No, I think you'd do be Gryffindor," and I'm like, I mean,
as if so much weighs on it.
I'm like, I mean, you know,
yeah,
maybe
just in the interest
I could
of
potentially
the lively conversation. Yeah,
I don't think I'd be Ravenclaw or Slytherin. I think I'd definitely be Hufflepuff or Gryffindor.
I don't remember which house I got whenever I took that BuzzFeed test or whatever on it or whatever it was. So I don't want to say I don't know exactly. But
yeah,
I don't know. That's like something everybody always talks about though. They'll go, they're like obsessed with the house thing.
Yep.
You know?
I mean, that's the thing with Harry Potter, you know? It's the houses.
Yeah.
There's
a lot to
deal.
the story though. There's Harry and Voldemort. There's so much complexity.
Well, I mean, that's
to the
like
whole thing.
It's like, you know, but that's like the thing, like with the galaxies and the planets are the thing, the different planets in Star Wars. It's like it's the different houses in Harry Potter.
Yeah, but there's bad guys. It doesn't automatically context like Slytherin as bad guys either. They're part of the houses, and then fucking there's bad guys on the outside too that are trying to infiltrate Hogwarts.
Yeah, not all of Slytherin are shitty.
No, well, most of them. I mean, there's still just people there. It's not all just.
Yeah. But most of the shitheads did come from
They
Slytherin.
did. No, for sure. Yeah. That's funny. We should take that, honestly. Just to like one of the things. The BuzzFeed ones are usually pretty good, but I haven't taken those in a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're gonna go with old Snape, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, might as well. I figured. I mean, we already kind of talked about it off air anyway. But throw an old character from Harry Potter. Somehow, I don't think either of our lists had Harry Potter characters in it last time.
No, I had Dumbledore.
Okay, yeah. All right, next up, fourth, we've got Mr. Glass, or we've got Donnie fucking Baggett from That's My Boy. One of the great characters. Dude, Adam Sandler movies though, I don't know if it's like one of my favorites. It's probably somewhere up there, but it's so fucking funny.
I don't think it's one of my favorites of his.
No, I don't know if it's that high up. Like I certainly like a bunch of other ones over it. But my sister hates the way he talks in that movie. She's got a point probably with that, but she also, this is where she does have a point that me and you would disagree, is she also hates Danny McBride.
Oh, yeah.
For whatever reason, so. But yeah, she always like this. But I'm like, I thought the voice was hilarious. I'm not saying it's my favorite or even top 5 Sandler characters in his movies, but like, I do think That's My Boy is like certainly one of the more so. Like, let's say post 2010 Sandler hits. Like, That's My Boy was like pretty damn funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
This will probably be the first one in favor of Glass.
I figured it would be. I just thought it'd be fucking hilarious to put Donnie Burger.
That's a funny character to add for sure. I wouldn't have thought of that one in a million years.
You have anything to say about That's My Boy while we're on here?
Yeah, it was. I mean, for Adam Sandler too, it was definitely like I feel like within his filmography, it was like one of his more off the wall kind of raunchy films too.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a little underrated, to be honest, like because people don't. There's so many out there in the classics they love, but like it's on some streaming. But I do think it definitely gets, nobody like talks about it as much as some of the old ones. Me and Cheatham actually went to go see that in 2012, where he came over to Grandma's one day or one weekend or something. And so I did actually watch that one in theaters, and I was like, that was like one of my the funniest Sandler movies. Like Vanilla Ice was in it, and fucking James Caan, from The Godfathers and Elf and all that. There's so many just great characters, and Andy Samberg, the lead singer also of The Lonely Island. and you know, just it was like
SNL
this loaded, like
shit.
it had a bunch of those guys.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
And it was hilarious, but yeah, I mean, That's My Boy is definitely my top 10 Sandler movies, maybe top 5, but I don't know. But it's definitely in the top 10. That's what I would say. So, but yeah, anyway, I was gonna say because that's one of the rare times where that movie would come up on here, so I'm like, we might as well spend a minute with it or not, you know, or whatever. But it certainly was better than some of those Netflix shit fucking head movies that he came out. We just ripped that, or I did, I guess, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
We had the Ridiculous Six. It was ridiculous, man. It's putting it mildly.
Now you were going off about the other one though, the Do-Over.
No, I like the Do-Over. The Do-Over was pretty good.
What was the one that you were?
The week
shitting
of.
On the week of.
I was shitting on the week of and the Ridiculous Six. Yeah. I guess it's something that I actually finished the week of. I don't even know if I shouldn't have, but I never even finished the Ridiculous Six. But I already told my piece about that. But all right, so Donnie Berger, he's getting the slapping.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're up 3, or we're down 3-1. Glass has 1 Vic. Next up, we've got John Bender in The Breakfast Club. That is Judd Nelson's more rebel character out of the 5.
Yeah,
the 5. The basket case, the princess,
shithead.
The athlete, the nerd, and then of course Bender's kind of the rebel, the reject, the outlaw. Judd Nelson,
smoking
baby.
The cigs, wearing the jean jacket.
But The Breakfast Club's a fucking classic, man.
Yeah, it's literally like the high school cliches, but it's meant to be.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
It's like that's
1985
what they're going for.
Of all times, too.
Yeah.
So it's pretty down the center of showing you. This is kind of like, even at the time, I think high school had a little more nuance than that, but they wanted to play into that stereotype just to give. And it was a huge movie.
That's
like,
always the thing though with high school, like it's always known for those cliches and cliques and things, you know, like these are the personality types. Yeah, dude, The Breakfast Club was like one of the 80s films like first I feel like I got into.
Yeah.
Whenever I was like 11 or 12, I kind of like watched that movie the first time, I think. That and like I watched like a lot of like Molly Ringwald shit at that time. Like 16 Candles, I remember watching that one kind of young.
They were in a bunch, and like Judd Nelson was in like St. Elmo's Fire, and Anthony Michael Hall was in like several things too along the same time. Wasn't he in 16 Candles?
Oh, he was in a bunch of things. Yeah, he was in that. he felt like he popped up in like so many things in the 80s.
I still do think to this day there's some like great lessons to be taken from The Breakfast Club and like the differences in people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the way
how they all kind of connect.
Yeah. 100%. Because by the end of the day, and like they yelled at each other, they fought like kind of multiple times and shit. Like the girls, the guys, and the, everybody like had their differences, and by the end of the day, like they were all cool with each other. You know. Yeah. And it was like it's a good entertaining movie, but also kind of a good lesson movie in that way. Like you're kind of like, and then they all kind of accepted, each other's differences. I mean, really, like a few of them got together basically. So it was
the nerd got left again. He had to write everybody's essays, bro.
Yeah, at least he got the last word in the whole movie, though. He got to do the whole write the whole thing, and Anthony Michael Hall say it in the overhead.
Yeah.
So he got something. He didn't get the girl though.
Nope.
I'm making you think for these ones. These are like, these aren't always cut and dry, man. John Bender is one of the classic, like beloved in kind of cinema characters too. It's kind of funny because he's supposed to be asshole, like reject one, but he was definitely one of the most talked about in the movie.
I'm gonna go Glass again. I think. Right. If it was Spicoli, probably lean that way.
Who?
Jeff Spicoli, man. Sean Penn's character in the Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh.
He's like just such a legendary high school 80s character.
Dude, he's been around for so fucking long.
Sean Penn's the man, dude.
Him and Bill are like best friends, actually. That's what's kind of funny too. For like years, they would go down like Hawaii and shit and like do comedy and just talk, just whatever the fuck. And like it was like a traditional thing like they would always do. Next up, we've got, and once again, man, these are all over the place. Hopefully it's been a pretty entertaining list so far because you've probably been like, what the fuck, didn't see some of them coming. Next up, though, we've got Mr. Glass or Alfred in the 1989 to 1997 films. The same Alfred, Michael Gough, who was also in the George C. Scott, Ebenezer Scrooge, A Christmas Carol. He was in
Michael Gough,
he was in Sleepy Hollow. He was one of the guys that worked there too. So he's been in a bunch of stuff. He's been around. He was around for a long time.
I always knew him as an old guy,
Master Wayne. It was like, it's funny because he had to act like the Bruce Wayne was the same guy throughout it, and then it was like Michael Keaton for 2 movies, Val Kilmer for 1, George Clooney for 1. Yeah. Sir. But he was a damn good Alfred too.
He was.
But I mean, Michael Caine.
He was my Alfred.
He was. Michael Caine was Alfred deep on a deeper level, I think, because I mean, you did get to see a lot of the. Michael Gough brought his own beloved nature to it, I think, but the way it was written, they gave Michael Caine's Alfred absolutely more depth.
Oh yeah, but I mean, that was just how the Dark Knight trilogy was in general.
It was.
So
you cared about Bruce for once instead of just wanting him as Batman.
Yeah.
So
still growing up though, what we had was what we had.
Yeah.
So like, as a kid, that was the Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was the animated series.
For the first 8 or 9 years of our lives, we only had the 89, 97 ones.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm going to go Alfred just because, I mean, I'm a Batman fucking fan. I got to go with the Batman guy.
I was like, I'll go specific and I'll go with a different character, but for like those old ones and see. But I'm like, that Alfred is still so belovable, like, or just lovable. But Michael Gough, man, he was great. And then he was so he was so professional. I even flipped. I didn't pay attention to it. I was kind of getting ready the other day, but I actually flipped on Batman and Robin because of that Clooney conversation we were having. It's been a while since I've seen it. We were talking about Uma also in Arnold, and I only did actually pay attention to about half of it, but I've seen it so many times also. And I was just getting ready and shit, but it was kind of admirable about Alfred too, because that's just how professional and like he needs to be the part that he feels. Like he was even sick, like he had some sort of like cancer, I guess they were saying, or something kind of infiltrating his system in like Batman and Robin, and that's why they needed freezes like crystals and all that, and like, or whatever the hell it was to like help him. And he was like acting like nothing was wrong. Like he felt awful, and then like if like this one scene where like George Clooney's Bruce was like calling for him, and he was just like, so he tried to like get it together just so he didn't have, because that's just what he expects of himself. He's like, I'm gonna act like a professional, like in front of Bruce, even though like he is my family, and I've he's like, but I'm putting like my duty before my fucking own personal health even. It's like, no, that's probably not what you should do, but it's like, it's admirable about somebody to do that in the face of, I'm not gonna like be the one to let you down. I'm not fucking, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you're calling me to be here, I'm gonna be here, even if I'm dealing with my own shit. So it's like, damn. It's like he was even trying to hide his sickness from, and he lived and basically raised Bruce after his parents got killed. So
yeah,
it's like, you don't have to do that. Now I'm sure he would have said George Clooney's Bruce Wayne or otherwise, they would have been like, you don't have to fucking do that. It's like, what are you talking about? But it's like, that's how on point he felt he needed to be.
Yeah, I mean, he was his guy,
Yeah.
He's who looked after him. Felt like it was his responsibility.
Yeah, he did. He still cared for him like a son. So far, who have you taken Glass over? Donnie Berger and John Bender?
Yep.
And that's it?
Yep.
All right, so he's losing. Glass is losing 4-2. Next up is going to be an interesting one because the quote we were quoting it a little bit during Randall's episode. Speaking of Randall, except your main, not your main, but Mr. Glass or Dante Hicks in the Clerks trilogy. Because he's like a cousin in all the other ones. Like it's like Jim Hicks, the executive for like the Blunt Man and Chronic thing in Chasing Amy, and then it's like Gil Hicks in Mallrats, goofy son of a bitch with the long hair with like no facial hair, is like the third contestant, and I forget the other. Oh, Grant Hicks in Dogma. I'm Grant Hicks. It was fucking silly too. But yeah, Dante is obviously the most memorable of all Brian O'Halloran's portrayals of the character. The other ones are just cousins in the same world or whatever. But yeah,
Dante's the memorable.
Easily one. The most depth. Easily the most quotable lines.
He's the main character of Clerks, basically.
Yeah, he really is. Because Randall's technically the second. Yeah. I know me and you have talked about it before, like how you you can sympathize with Dante sometimes. Sometimes he gets himself into his own bullshit though too, but
yeah,
we all have. He's relatable in certain ways too.
He's definitely a fucking whiner.
Oh yeah,
he's a complaining little bitch, dude.
Oh yeah,
but it's funny because it's meant to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
His character, he's like meant to be that guy. But at the same time, it does feel like he kind of gets... His life is just, like, getting shit poured on him sometimes. It's like, people just come up in there and fuck with him. It's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm just trying to do my job of it here.
Yeah.
But he's also, he's fucking whiner.
I felt bad for him in Clerks 3, though. That's for sure.
Oh, dude. That's a different story, though.
Yeah.
That one was rough, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, though. He had a pretty long...
He was also in
story arc.
Both Jay and Silent Bob Reboot and Strikes Back.
Yeah,
him and Randall.
Momentarily.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Clerks 1, 2, and 3, it was like their story.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
so...
Well, and the Clerks still, of the whole universe, the Clerks movies definitely still feel like they're at the center of all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I'm probably going to give the edge to Dante.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. So what is that?
Kind of wild. That's a very close pick, but it's like, just because he is a very major Kevin Smith character, you know?
Yeah. He is, for sure. So that's another one against Glass. So what does that make it? 2 to 5. 5, yeah, 2 to 5. Glass, he's getting kicked in the ass, man.
He's falling down the stairs again.
Ah! Yeah. Oh man. He just broke all over the place. Yeah, dude, Glass, he has not been doing well here lately. We still got 3 more, though. So we're going to take this in all sorts of directions even before we're done here. Next up, we've got Mr. Glass or Ted in the Ted film series.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't expect that.
No.
Dude. That's a different one. I don't know, man. Because, like, my almost immediate, it's like, yeah, I want to go Ted, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like...
It's a little bit of a few of Seth MacFarlane's characters, like, because obviously the voice is really close to Peter's, but he's also this beloved, like, teddy bear to, John, like, who's Mark Wahlberg's character, and then, like, if you watch the show. But he's also starred as a film character, so obviously that fits it. You should watch the Ted series on Amazon if you haven't already.
Yeah,
it's pretty
Peacock,
funny.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That is on.
Yeah. And Ted 1 and 2 were obviously really funny. I saw both Teds in theaters.
Yeah. Yeah, the Teds are good. But that's the thing. It's like, it's hard for me to pick Ted because Glass was a dope character and it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's the one... like acting and playing that character. To like pick a fucking CGI teddy bear.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I'm gonna give it to Glass.
yeah, I get what you mean. No, it's funny though because Ted is like a really like likable character though too. But that perception of it, I guess, makes sense. Because like Samuel definitely brought a lot to his actual character.
Yeah.
On the screen, you know.
But I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. Like as soon as you said that, my immediate thought was, "Oh, Ted, man, Ted's hilarious." But then I was like, "Yeah, he's hilarious," but like Samuel L. kind of acted his ass off as Glass too.
Yeah, he did.
So.
All right, giving it to
I'm
Glass.
gonna give the edge to Glass.
3 to 5. Glass got another one, so at least worst case scenario, he's down 3 to 7. But we'll see what happens here. So we got 2 left. Next up, we've got Mr. Glass or Ellen Ripley in the Alien franchise.
Dude, Ripley was a bad son of a bitch, dude.
She's still in them, too. She honestly still looks pretty good for an old lady who's 76.
Sigourney?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's wild. She doesn't seem 76. She seems like in her mid-60s.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, I agree.
It's like, but her and Jamie Lee, they're still just going strong, you know? Doing shit, appearing in films. Dude, Ripley, though, is one of, like... She's one of the early people, like, she is kind of a horror final girl.
Yeah.
But she's like, it's more like like, the aliens are sci-fi films, but, like, they are horror. They're horror sci-fi because, like, the xenomorph themselves they're horrifying creatures, you know?
I would say that's the most accurate thing is horror sci-fi, or sci-fi, however you want to phrase it.
But yeah, I'm going to definitely, I'm going to have to give it to Ripley. Because, I mean,
that makes sense.
She's a quintessential, like, character within... Like, that series wouldn't be what it is without Ripley at the forefront.
Has she been in every one of them?
I haven't seen, I don't think, Prometheus or the other one, whatever the other one was.
Romulus?
Yeah. No, I think I saw Romulus. Because Romulus was the newest one, I think. There was one between that. There was 2 more that Ridley Scott did, I think. And I don't know if she was in 4 either.
I think she was. Resurrection?
Yeah,
I think she was.
I think she might have been in that one. 3 and 4 were kind of ass, though. To be honest. But yeah, Ripley, though. Ripley was the character. She kind of, like, Alien came out before Halloween even, didn't it? So was she, like, the final girl?
No, it came out in 79.
Okay.
So it was, like, 1 year after.
I thought it was, like, 77 for some reason in my head, but it was 1 year after instead of 1 year before. But yeah. So.
All right, well.
Glass fell down one more stair there.
6. Just breaking all of his shit. All right, next up and final. And Mr. Glass is going in down 3 to 6. So no matter what, he lost.
Yep.
But Mr. Glass or his last opponent, Randy the Ram Robinson from The Wrestler.
He's like he's a good kind of like we were talking about off air, like single movie character.
It hits home with us because obviously it's about
that's the
wrestling,
thing. It's like it's a pro
and it was
wrestling
a great
character
portrayal of a wrestling character in a movie based on obviously drama, but like wrestling,
Yep.
So that Randy, they did such a good job at making you like actually care, even though the character had his flaws and they were like very vivid and seen. It was like
you can't see anybody but Mickey Rourke playing like being able to pull off the stuff that he pulled off as Randy the Ram, the emotional beats, like you believed it, you know, as he was this old, beat down, worn out wrestler that was that's all he knew, so that's all he was still trying to do. Try to get a job at a grocery store in the deli and fucking punch the meat slicer. Yeah, he was one of those characters that you were like, oh, fucking idiot. But you were also like on his side, you know?
Yeah.
A lot. Like he was a tragedy. That was just because we entered the story in that era of his life where it was turning into a tragedy for him, you know? Like he was respected in the business as a legend because he did what he did in the 80s, and he was a legend.
But he was no longer like top dog of the biggest company or anything.
Yeah. And now it was just kind of like, oh, he's appearing at these indie shows. And
he was probably the highest paid at all of those indie shows.
Guys are getting to work with him, but it was like, people kind of were starting to probably feel a little sad for him, you know?
Yeah. Because he was kind of like living off the legend. Or, you know, it kind of seemed like it to some people, I'm sure. But it's like he kind of still was the legend, and like the stuff he could do, the complexity of the human being, like behind the character. But the crowd still showed out for him, you know?
Yeah.
Packed the house of that ROH show, man. That was dope, though. Coming out to Guns N' Roses and like the huge American flag just coming down because he was facing the Ayatollah. Oh, man.
Randy the Ram.
Randy the Ram, man.
Yeah, I'm going to give the edge to him, I think, just because it's like his legacy as a character within, as like a pro wrestling character, holding that title up, you know, is kind of like a positive light as a pro wrestling fan.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like he is a kind of a quintessential, and he's a created character. He's a created movie character.
Yeah.
But a pretty, I mean, even if it is a very raw and real and kind of painful image at it, like a very respectable and like, damn, it really takes something kind of character, you know, for the pro wrestling sphere. Because there's so many naysayers out there still that are like,
oh yeah, no,
it doesn't take nothing, you know, these guys are just, they're fake fighting out there and making millions of bucks, and it's like, I mean, yeah, you can have that take on it, but these men and women at this point, like both,
you're not right.
They destroy their bodies over time. And then at the, you know, when they're in their 60s, it's all catching up to them. They're all
and it's
fucked
all
up
and like it's live. It's fucking. It's no joke, man.
You're taking that all the time too.
You get one take. Like you don't get. You know what I mean? If it's not pre-recorded.
Ask LA Knight from Chamber this last Saturday. It's like things happen all the time. It's a live show. You can't help it, and that's why I give people their grace. Like it pains me as a wrestling fan to see a big botch, a big noticeable botch, because you're like, fuck. But what are you gonna do? It's live.
Yeah.
Shit happens. Injuries happen live on fucking screen all the time, you know? Not all the time, but it's not like football amount of time, but like they get hurt all the time, you know?
Yeah.
All the biggest names get hurt at some point and miss time. It's not like it's as easy as just, oh, I'm gonna fake swing at you. You move your head.
And that's what people like try to capsulize it as. They're like, oh, it's just this bullshit. It's like, okay, I don't never fucking watched anything. Yeah, I do think people try to shortchange it, but they always have, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do you want to take a piss break before we do more?
I really gotta
Okay, yeah, let's just do that real quick. We'll be right back. Alrighty, Will.
We're back.
And it is now time for yours.
That is True, you are in the hot seat.
All right, what do we got? Movie characters. It's been a while. Did you say Indiana Jones was mine last time?
Yeah.
Okay.
You,
Indiana Jones.
Your main this time. We'll see how he holds up here. I mean, he is a dope character, but Apollo Creed.
All right.
First up, we got Apollo Creed, or we got Jim Carrey's Riddler from Batman Forever.
Oh man. You know, this is definitely where like nostalgia could play a factor too, because like obviously we both grew up with Batman Forever and Jim Carrey and Val Kilmer's Batman, along with Keaton's and Clooney's, and like I don't know, like that's kind of like what I envision like the live action comic book version would be, like in that question mark green outfit with all the black question marks on it and stuff like that.
That was so dope. That
and, like,
his outfits in that movie.
And they were sick in the
fantastic.
animated series too.
Yeah.
Uh,
He wore like a suit in the 90s animated series with like the little hat.
Mm-hmm. The suit. Yeah, dude, I thought the Riddler. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to lean in favor of Jim Carrey's Riddler a little bit on that one. As much as like I do like Apollo and like it's kind of cool because he was interwoven throughout some of the movies, and like his part definitely mattered throughout at least the first four, and his influence.
Yeah.
And he's definitely one of those legendary film like characters, especially in like athletic movies, sports movies.
Yeah, he's like he's kind of a villain turned good guy character.
Loved Rocky too. I mean, loved Rocky, like all the first four especially, but
all right.
I thought it was sick though that he fucking ended up winning at the end and like getting back in the ring and shit. And
yeah. Oh man, Ivan Drago, fuck him.
Yeah, he was dancing around though. He wasn't taking it seriously, man. Past his prime, he shouldn't have been fucking with the Russian. He got his shit knocked out.
That wasn't no fat Russian there either.
No.
That was one muscle bound, tall ass Russian.
Yeah. It was Dolph Lundgren, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so Jim Carrey's Riddler takes the win. Next up is Apollo Creed or Happy Gilmore.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Sandler's influence on a comedy level and mine and Corey's and Haley's childhood cannot be overstated. Like how much influence like he's had on, like just the references, the movie. Like we watched all that shit, and I mean Happy Gilmore for a long time, even to this day. Like I'd probably put as like number one, but it's some of his characters are really similar. I mean Happy was a little. I think Happy Gilmore was a little more character-esque than some of his other ones. Like this other movie is just his name's like John Wilson or something like that. You know what I mean? Or somebody else. Like it's not just Happy Gilmore actually had like a real character-esque like value to him, I would say. I mean, it's still hard to stand on.
He was the hockey playing golfer.
Just
who had
just
anger
raging
management problems.
Yep. And that wasn't Adam Sandler in all of them. Like some of them he was chill, some of them he was just a regular guy or lazy or this or that. So I might have to give that one to Happy Gilmore actually too by a little bit. I might have to. I understand, I get
He's a legendary Sandler character though.
He is. That's a tough one. Because like a lot of other Sandler characters would probably be, including Donnie Berger, would probably maybe be defeated by that. But Happy, I don't know. That one is really close to home.
All right. Well, next up, we got Apollo Creed, or we got Vincent from Pulp Fiction.
Throwing Vincent in this one after I threw Jules in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's so many like memorable scenes. Like,
That's a
with him.
great Travolta role.
It really is.
As well.
It really is. Yeah. Man, we both gave each other like somebody that wasn't like the main character, but like another character in multiple editions of like their own series or trilogy. So it's like there's enough meat to like to really look at it. Like it's not just it's not just nothing. It's like okay, they're in multiple, so it's like okay, what does their body of work look like? But then it's next up to some iconic characters, and it's tough. It's tough to rate that versus that, you know. But that's the beauty of this segment. Is like it makes you make.
You
those
never
decisions.
know what you're gonna get. Yeah.
So it's Apollo Creed and who?
It's Apollo Creed or Vincent from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that is. I don't know. Vincent's a great character too, and he gives
Just
his own like
being in heroin, like waiting to take Mia Wallace out. He's
like flipping around
his coat.
That is everywhere. That's just that video edited together. Where he's just like looking. And he doesn't understand. Or just driving on the heroin. He's just like hardly looking.
Awake.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah, it's a different one. Again, a one movie character, but Quentin Tarantino, man, he makes some great characters.
Yeah, I didn't see Pulp Fiction until I was probably 17 or 18. So, I mean, like, I probably could have watched it even earlier than that.
I was probably like 15 or 16 when I saw it.
I may have to go slightly in favor of Vincent, I think. Maybe on that one, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
gonna lean the way of Vincent. Yeah, that's like I said, that's
because that's one of the great
Travolta roles.
It is, and it really kind of brought more life. It breathed life right back into his career.
Yeah, it did.
After like Grease and Saturday Night Fever and all that stuff.
All right, Apollo. It's not looking good for him.
Oh boy,
it's not looking good.
Not
for
so
him.
far.
It's not gonna get much easier on him.
Oh no.
Next up, we got Apollo Creed, or we got Princess Leia.
Oh man. Well, that's tough. Man, he didn't even consider going with like Kit Fisto or something like that. He just went for like one of the main people in the original trilogy.
I wanted to give her some credit though. I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I put Luke in the first, so I wanted to throw her out there.
Okay. Well. Of course, the great Carrie Fisher deserves her respect and admiration, you know. But no, I'm kidding. I'm gonna probably
lean in favor of Apollo.
I think I'm gonna have to go in favor of Leia for that one.
For sure, yeah.
So
that's Carrie Fisher's that is.
It is, yeah. It is.
That's her baby.
It is, and it's her great role. I mean, she
wrote
that
some
role.
books.
Everybody tried out for that, you know, and she even said at the time, like a lot of the great actresses that went on to become great actresses tried out for that role before she did even. Mm-hmm. And she was like young. She was like 19, so she didn't think she was going to get it. And she was the one picked. But she was more of like the relatively... A few people knew, and like everybody knew that her family was royalty, but as far as her on screen, she was pretty much unknown. Like they're like, well, we haven't... You're going to put her in like something huge, you know?
Yeah.
And so they even the studio thought it was...
Star Wars was going to be that big.
Even the... Well, no. But they still were kind of like, this is supposed to be your big sci-fi movie, and you're like... They were taking a chance on it, and it wasn't... But it still was like, you know, we're still taking a chance on this movie, you know, working. And all of that emphasis put on it, and they're like, you're going to go with them. They still question Harrison Ford and like Mark Hamill's decision, like being casted in that initially. Like they were like, So like even though Harrison Ford had been in like a few things and was in American Graffiti, George Lucas's like first movie that was an actual theatrical picture.
He wasn't the first pick for Han, I don't think, was he? Who was?
No, there was a few other people. I mean, even notably, Kurt Russell tried out for Han Solo. He wasn't necessarily gonna be the first pick, but he did audition for it, and they were like looking at him, but it wasn't like it was by far not a certainty. They just were like, they weren't, and I'm sure there was a few other people that were. They were looked at too. There was another one that I had. I can't think of it right now. There was like a notable person or two that went on to become somebody even after trying and not getting the audition for Leia. So, but yeah, definitely Princess Leia on that one.
All right. So Apollo Creed down 0-4.
Yeah, it's not looking great, huh?
Well, he can still turn around here. We'll see.
We'll see.
Next up, we got Apollo Creed, or we got Tiffany from Bride and Seed of Chucky.
Oh man, yeah, I didn't even think about. I mean, I could have gone into like the horror vein, but I guess I didn't on most of my list or much of it. Yeah. Yeah, that one I'm gonna probably give to Apollo Creed. Like I like Tiffany's character and like Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Sure. She is.
She really was Tiffany.
She was.
You know?
Yeah. I think for some of the iconicness of it, and I didn't see either one of them till like later in life either, or more recently than earlier, I should say. I would probably say Apollo.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. I get that
on that one.
I thought he might get a win there.
Yeah, and I really like Jennifer Tilly's portrayal, and I've seen her in other things too, but I think it's the Rockies are so legendary and like several of those characters, especially the ones that he fought, Clubber Lang and Ivan, like it's just they're especially Apollo though because he was in more than just those guys were.
Yeah.
There's just a certain level of respect I feel like you have to have for a character that legendary, you know what I mean, too? But it's also, putting them one-on-one for sure. Like, it's just going to end up that way. So, yeah, I think he's got his first win.
All right, he's on the board. Going into the bottom half here. Got Apollo Creed. Or you got Koba from the Planet of the Apes.
Koba. I thought about putting him on here, actually.
Koba was sick.
He was definitely sick. Planet of the Apes movies, man, they were fucking dope.
He was understandable as a villain, too. Like, yeah, he was a crazed son of a bitch, but it was like, his whole life,
yeah,
the humans fucked him.
They were doing tests on him and fucking with him.
Treating him like shit, locking him in this tiny little cage.
As far as a motivation for a villain in the movie, it was 1000% like an understanding. It's like, it was on the Thanos level of like great motivation for a villain character. You know what I mean? It was like on that level for sure. And Dawn was fantastic, obviously.
Oh god, yeah. I mean that whole trilogy was really well,
and the fourth
good.
one too. I am still so on.
I'm still on board.
The page of how good those films have been. So.
But he was like the villain for sure.
Yeah, and they were still like
I mean, what was his name? Maximus. He was a dope villain too.
He was,
but we just haven't seen a whole. But like the way he talked and presented himself, he was sick.
Proximus.
It was
Proximus. Yeah.
Because Maximus is a gladiator, I think. Tough one for you.
It is because like Dawn is so good in the character.
Has some great scenes in that too.
Yeah, and the character has obviously he was a great villain and a great, but it's like Apollo's character is tough to just versus one performance like that. But that's the thing. Is like Koba was such a great character in the in the movie that he was in, and you understood
That
the
scene
motivation.
still with the when he's got the freaking machine gun. And he's
Yeah,
like acting all like a silly monkey. They're like, oh, look at him. And then he just like turns all serious and just shoots all of them. That shit's so sick.
He's like way smart enough to understand it. I mean, I guess technically Koba was in Rise of Planet of the Apes too.
Yeah. It was kind of the opposite story for Koba as it was for Apollo, because Apollo was like the bad guy to Rocky in 1, and then he kind of like turned the corner. In 2,
the fan favorite kind of.
He became like a best friend to Rocky.
Yeah.
And then like Koba was like a close associate and friend to Caesar in 1, and kind of like helped him achieve the status he achieved. And then in 2, he like turned on him.
That's tough. That is a tough one. That's probably the hardest one for me so far. I think I might give it to Koba by a little bit, actually, though.
All right.
By a little, and that could also play into the timeline of things, maybe. Like, if I had watched the Rockies growing up to you, maybe I'd feel differently. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know, dude. Koba was like arguably my favorite character within the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. Even Kingdom was so good. Like, it's just I can't wait. Next year, the next one's coming out, 2027. Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be fucking dope.
All right. So Koba for the win.
Yep.
Next up, we got Apollo Creed, or we got Wonder Woman, like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, I guess.
Okay, just in all across the movies.
I mean, I judge her performance mainly on her movies, Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84, because that was kind of the most where you got to see her as Wonder Woman, kind of, and really
you saw her
spread her wings
in Justice League, and then Batman vs Superman.
Yeah,
but I get what you're saying. And she definitely had the most time to like.
And I actually really, I mean, especially the first Wonder Woman, I really liked.
Yeah, it was really good. Got extremely like high ratings.
84 was. I actually didn't think it was shit. I need to rewatch it. We saw it in theaters, but I don't know if I've ever seen it again after that. I feel like it wasn't bad. I didn't hate it.
No, I didn't either. And Pedro Pascal was the villain in that too. Because of course he is.
Dude, yeah, he's been in everything for the past, 2020s. Since 2020, it's like, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Him and Timothy Chalamet and Jenna Ortega, they're just running shit. David Harbour gets some roles, too, every now and then. He's casting a lot of shit. And I actually really like as the hero, I like Wonder Woman a lot.
Yeah, I
she's
do
dope.
Yeah, Gal Gadot, she was like a good, she was a good casting choice.
She looked the role perfect.
Yeah, I think so too. And so did Cavill, man, and then they still scrapped him.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
I mean, this guy seems good though too. Like he looks good. I really enjoyed the new Superman.
Yeah. I don't know, man. No, Cavill. I don't know. Cavill was just, he looked like the fucking guy. And like, I really did like, especially like Man of Steel and the build up to it and like, all the childhood stuff and him growing up and Kevin Costner is like his dad, like on the farm, It was like, it was so, because it felt so grounded in reality at first. Kind of like how the Dark Knight trilogy did,
Yeah, it was that era of doing, it was kind of like that's why.
But then it got more far-fetched, obviously, when they went into Batman vs. Superman and then Justice League. But it had to, because it had to encapsulate all these other, the Flash and, everybody's crazy shit into one also. So it was like, you can't just be like Batman doing his like at a city level fucking shit. You know what I mean?
Everybody
shit.
else comes in.
Yeah. And Batman's like, fuck. He's got all the gadgets, but he doesn't have the powers.
Yeah, he's definitely outmanned at that point.
I don't know. He still holds his own, though, and can figure out a way.
I mean, one-on-one, if they all decided to team up on Batman, he'd be the most fucked.
Well, yeah. But he is smart as fuck. Bruce Wayne's smart as shit, just like Iron Man, you know? Tony Stark. Yeah, that's a tough one, too, man. I didn't expect to be put in this position.
It's this list, man.
And then if I take Apollo
That's
over
why it's the
Wonder
hot
Woman
seat.
too, it's gonna be like, oh well, he took her over the over the ladies, of course.
No, you picked Leia.
Well, no, that's true. Who did I take him over then?
You took him over Tiffany.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, I mean not that even, but it's just I don't know, cause like I did really like her as Wonder Woman, but you know he like. That's a hard one to even consider, but these are not meant to be easy, you know? I mean, I put you into some situations that, like, it was like, oh, man, that character versus that character.
Yeah.
It's, like, a hard thing to even quantify. I mean, the other thing is, like, she's the only, like, real live action, and this isn't to like praise or discredit her, like, but she's the only like live action Wonder Woman we've really
she's
seen.
what we have.
So
really,
yeah, it's kind of like
character.
she's the template and like the measuring stick, like so it's kind of.
And I'm not disappointed in what we got, like
especially
the first film. Like
I know
I own that one, you know, I have it on Blu-ray, and I mean, yeah, I own a lot of movies, but it's only the ones that I really enjoy typically.
Mm-hmm.
So that says something. But yeah, it's a little tough. It's your choice
I know.
as well.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I may go with Gal Gadot because she actually had kind of a whole, you know,
Wonder Woman
film or like couple of them for like to be able to kind of showcase like the whole character-esque of her fucking the personality she was portraying, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas Apollo was like always kind of broken up in the movies that he was in. Like at least like with Rocky you got to see like all of that kind of through.
Yeah.
So I mean, I mean that one's so close too. Like those are real paper thin decisions, you know. In ways, because it's different things you're kind of quantifying. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
like
that's
screen
with
time
these,
with like
you know
longevity or one or the other. Yeah.
And it does come down to preference, but it is
Yeah.
kind of like you do have to kind of consider the depth of the character.
Exactly,
well.
and it's nothing you've ever thought about, you know. So it's like, man, that's tough.
All right, so Wonder Woman takes the win. Next up, we got Apollo Creed, or we got Buzz Lightyear from the Toy Story series.
Oh, jeez.
It's a different one.
Yeah, it definitely is. Old Tim Allen, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the greats.
It's an iconic character, though.
Yeah, he is.
That voice, too, just like with Buzz.
Yeah.
And I mean, Tim Allen and Tom Hanks, just that duo is like Woody and Buzz.
Oh, they're
just
so
hilarious.
They're so good.
Just, you can't imagine anybody else now as those characters. And yeah, I mean, the Toy Stories, they're some of the most iconic
I think
Pixar
because
work
of the
ever.
nostalgia factor too, I'm really gonna have the poll might have to go on Buzz Lightyear for sure. Apollo, man, poor guy. He's not doing very well.
He's taking an ass whooping. It's all right.
And I really like Apollo too. That's tough. Like, that's why the list, man, it matters.
Yeah.
That's why that's the main too.
And this is ironic, but I did not plan this. You put Dante on mine, but Randall from
Randall
Clerks.
Graves. Yeah. Damn.
He's a real son of a bitch, but he's like funny as hell.
He is, and like you know, at the end of the day, he really cares about Dante. He just like sometimes expresses it like in the worst ways, or just kind of like lacks the mindfulness to give that much of a fuck. But Randall is a pretty iconic character too, though.
Yeah.
So many of his lines and like theirs together, and their chemistry, Jeff Anderson and Brian O'Halloran, is just off the fucking charts, like on screen together.
Yeah.
It's so good. The yin and yang.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, for not really having much experience.
Yeah. I didn't even think about this
Something
earlier.
they're
Whenever
doing
I should have, but whenever you put Apollo, you put Chubbs against Happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore.
It's a thing, man. He's a legend.
Okay, so who is this one?
Randall Graves.
Randall Graves. Okay. I'm gonna probably have to rule in favor of Randall.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It's
I don't
tough.
blame you.
It's tough. Did I only go?
That's an iconic character.
Did I only
for
go
you.
Apollo for one?
Yeah, you got one more left.
Man.
But-
Oh man. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't mean for that to happen, pal. I think if I had a little bit, if I had seen all those growing up, he would maybe have that, because some of these won based on some of the nostalgia pull they have on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just it's hard to dismiss. So
Well,
as much as I like the Rockies too.
last but not least, if he can pull off one more dub, or if he's gonna walk away with 1 and 9 fucking lickings.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
Or actually, I don't know if the main got beat that bad. The main
I
has
think
whooped
so.
so
I
much ass.
think.
I took
Once
you.
with
You made
one of
Jesse
yours.
my main before, and then he slaughtered like the list. It was like
Yeah.
9-1, and then I gave you Hulk, and he slaughtered everybody but Bret Hart.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think maybe one that you gave me, I picked everybody but a couple out of favor.
Oh yeah. No, the one that the main got his ass whooped in yours was Corn Pops as the cereal.
Okay, yeah.
You only took it over Raisin Bran. He hates Raisin Bran.
It's a piece of shit.
No,
Raisin
it's
Bran-
not even that bad.
Raisin Bran Crunch is the only way it's
It is.
good.
I mean, it is much. Yeah, it is much better for sure. Oh shit.
All right, Apollo Creed. He's the ass whooping tonight.
All right.
Last but not least, we got Apollo Creed, or we got Dewey Riley
Oh shit, man! From Scream,
from
huh?
the Scream series.
I'm gonna have to go with Dewey. David Arquette, man. That's a former WCW World Heavyweight Champion. It's not to be fucked with.
And I mean, that is like a wonderful character for him too.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's his career. Same as like, honestly, Courtney Cox, Nev Campbell, whether they want to admit it or deal with it or not. Other than, of course, Courtney Cox as Monica,
Mm-hmm.
and they've each played other characters, but those three roles in film are certainly like the iconic ones for those three.
Yeah. Yeah, they were made after that, it felt like, but then they just kind of,
Yeah.
like, especially Nev throughout the late 90s, she was in a bunch of that, like, teen horror kind of stuff, though, like,
I watched a few of them.
The Craft, actually, that was, like, another big one of hers.
The one, it was, well, actually, like, on the horror list last year is called Wild Things.
Mm. Yeah, I kind of, like, boosted her into that. Yeah, David Arquette and Courtney Cox, obviously, Courtney Cox was already doing...
Yeah,
Friends,
from
right?
94 on.
Yeah.
So it was, like, even a couple years before Scream.
So she was probably, like, one of the more known names in it.
Yeah.
But Dewey Riley takes the
Dewey,
win.
he's taking it.
All
Sorry,
right.
Apollo. That was an ass whooping.
Yeah, it happens.
Chubbs Peterson.
Would Chubbs have done any better?
No. No, because, I mean, he probably fucking would have lost all of them.
Probably.
But.
Well, there you have it.
Alrighty, well, we did them.
We
Did them this or that. So next we've got some movie reviews over The Monuments Men and Catch Me If You Can. We gotta pull out the old memory bank. Whoop,
Yeah.
and discuss these movies and get rolling from there. We got some good, the bad, and the shits for you.
Yes.
And stick around. We will see you in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Casting the Spotlight, episode number 219. Of course, we wrapped this or that. It is now time for the movie review segment of our previous watched films, The Monuments Men and Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
Just viewed in days prior here.
Yes. The Monuments Men's been a minute.
Yeah, that's been a little longer. Let's start with that one.
Yeah, that's a little further out of the mind. I did wear my Roseanne Halloween shirt tonight, though, since it had John Goodman on there.
No shit. Yeah, Goodman, man. That had a lot of, like, legends in it and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't really know the full story about those guys and, like, trying to save, like, the paintings and, you know, from... Like, I didn't really know much about that at all.
It was like, yeah, art experts, museum curators.
Like during World War II, right?
Architects, yeah.
Yeah.
Theater directors.
Oldies.
Went over there to Europe and tried to recover all these pieces of art.
Yeah.
The thing is, too, like, it was like kind of funny how that all worked, because it was like immediately as World War II ended, it was like, all right, World War II's over. And then it was like us and Russia both were like, okay, take everything you can. Don't let them take it.
Yeah.
Like, we immediately like turned on each other again.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of the story in that movie, too, because they, like, remember they were trying to find as many, because they recovered some pieces, but the ones that they're like, okay, where's all these missing pieces? And they're like, they started tracking them down into these, like, mines and shit that were underground, and they, like, buried a bunch of art and shit.
Yep.
And that's, like, so they were trying to find as many of the, like, mines and little hidden caves and stuff that they hid the art before the Soviets did.
Yeah, everybody, they wanted to be like one step ahead like the entire time, like post World War II. And like we just did enough to, okay, well, you know, gotta work together, get this done, save the world, of course.
Yeah.
And
well, we both left that war feeling like the heroes of the world, too.
Yeah. Well, and Britain had a lot to be proud of too, but they weren't a threat to us or them, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was honestly like worth watching. That I, you know, even in spite of like some of the big names and like gravitas of the piece of history and time that it was set during, you know, I hadn't seen it up to that point, you know, so it was kind of like really interesting to see for the first time. I didn't even know the full story about guys going over there during the war to like recover all those pieces of art and like dig deeper and try to find like all the other ones that were hidden.
Yeah, it said found caches of stolen art in mines and caves, including over 6,500 Italian paintings.
Yeah.
Sculptures and...
Wasn't it over 1 million pieces once they recovered everything?
I think so.
Something crazy.
Deactivated 1946, but the specialty continues in the Army Civil Affairs. Yeah, it's kind of wild that they were even, like, commissioned to do something like that, the real guys.
Mm-hmm. I know, like, that's kind of what I thought. I thought the mission was, like, a really... I was like, that's just kind of an eccentric, like, role to have during this fucking fallout.
Because, I mean, you're going to get the reaction that one guy gave you
Yeah.
a lot too in the movie. That guy got like real pissed at him. He's like, "What? So you're telling me if I can't bomb a building even though it could save 20 of my guys because there's a nice painting in there? I'm gonna bomb the fucking building." Like,
yeah, no, it's a fair point.
It seems like that would be the toughest.
Bill Murray, John Goodman.
A lot of art and like timeless things would be lost to war.
Yeah.
I'm sure like a lot of timeless human artifacts and architecture has been lost to shit like that.
There's always somebody like in these movies, I'm gonna hide it in this place, and then you don't see it, or they give it to some little girl underground. That kind of shit always happens. But
yeah, George Clooney, John Goodman, Bill
it was
Murray.
stacked. Yeah, there was some like fucking heavy hitters in there.
Kate Blanchett, I think she was the girl.
She was too. Yeah, dude, George, he's like I said, I just watched some of Batman and Robin. Obviously, not one of his characters or roles that he flexes, but it was like, I know that he's in movies like that. We just got done talking about him, and since you made him my main, and I guess last week's this or that, or last time we did this. So, like, I know he's in movies that are probably really good roles, and maybe I should watch some more of them.
Yeah, I mean,
he definitely seems selective with some of the stuff he picks.
Leatherheads is honestly like one of my favorite of his like hidden gems. I just really like that movie because it's over something I really like. A very like niche, different era of it that's not explored, and it's kind of like his showcase in a way. He directed it and he stars in it.
Yeah. Well, and he put all the work into it, so it's like.
But yeah, I mean, The Monuments Men, same thing. I mean, there's a lot of big stars in that movie that play a big part, but he directed that movie too.
No, and that was like it was kind of like a period piece that actually had like kind of a more of an optimistic spirit to it, I would say in a lot of ways, because you don't often see that with.
Well, I mean, it was good vibes because at that point, when they were going in there and recovering a lot of stuff, the war was like over.
Yeah.
It was ending to over. Like, they had just given up, That was even that one line in there that was hilarious where he's, like, driving past that dude that's just kicked up in the, like, army Jeep. He's just got his, like, feet up on the dash, back in the seat, this, like, soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And they drive past him. And they're, like, ask him where something's at. And they're like, oh, the base is up there. They're packing stuff up, though. War's over.
Yeah.
And they were like, what do you mean? He's like, Hitler killed himself. Germany surrendered. He's like, isn't there supposed to be like a parade or something?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I wouldn't imagine in Germany.
Yeah. Yeah, no joke. World's over. Or the war's over. World's saved, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that it was also like that kind of story hadn't really been told in regards to war and when it had happened. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like saving a lot of the art and the paintings and recovering a lot of the historical pieces. And it's like that's just something that like was gonna be consequenced by war, but it's like it's not something you always think about because everybody's always tied up with, and I mean of course human life is theoretically more important and is, but it's like everybody's so worried about who's gonna attack who and do this and that, and like some people don't think about like the artistry and the historical aspect to it in terms of like let's hold on to all this stuff because they're markers from fucking decades and centuries
like,
ago,
shit from like the 1500s and stuff.
Yeah, it's stuff that you can't, like, it's whatever's left of it's left, and that's it. So you have to fucking recover everything you can to, like, be able to bring the shit into the future, And it's crazy that still so many of those survive now. You would think like more things would be, but no. After a while, people just destroy and diminish and fucking demolition everything. And all right, let's scoop it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just. So yeah, that kind of opened up like a window of my mind into like the war aspect and I know obviously it was geared more towards the end of the war and stuff, and of course there was still armies and people scattered all fucking over, loose ends, but it was just like a context that I had not thought about, like that being a part, just part of the consideration during a war. You know what I mean? Just because everybody's so used to just who's attacking who and how many lives are lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't always think of that stuff, but that stuff is important. And talk about preserving things. It's like preserving history, like, is important too. You know what I mean? There's one of like so many things, and like once it's gone, it's gone. There's nothing. You know what I mean? We got to hold on to some things. It's like material possession things obviously aren't everything, but I do think they're important and super cool to have. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like certain things that are that iconic or legendary or ancient, or just something this is one of one and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's something about that's makes you treasure history a little more, because somebody's like, that's 500 years old, you're gonna be like, oh fuck. Yeah. You're gonna be careful with it instantly.
That's a Michelangelo piece,
yeah,
or something,
like or just even a family heirloom. Somebody's like, you I mean, not that you would do this, but if you're gonna pull a fucking Jared Padalecki like you did in House of Wax and just start fucking with things in the house. What is this? And somebody's like, yeah, that's my great grandma. It's like 300 years old or whatever. You'd be like, you'd instantly try to treat it differently. Yeah. You're like, oh my god. But you're just, I feel like some of the old shit is like, it's crazy to me that I'm like, oh man, this is 20 years old that I haven't had, and that's fucking a speck in terms of like how old some of the paintings were, even at that time, and now they're even older. So it's just, it kind of like it like opened up another perspective on, like a viewpoint of the war. And,
well,
like,
that was kind of the speech George Clooney's character gave too, like about if you can wipe out, a whole era of people, but if you wipe out all their art and all their work and everything they've done, then it's like they never even existed. Like that is the proof of them.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's like you gotta save and hold on to that stuff, because it's their life, that's history. So that was kind of like the motivation for it, because they were either like scooping up everything they wanted, the Nazis, because it was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna open up a big art museum.
Well, and they burned and destroyed so much stuff too. They so fucking much. Yeah,
Picasso's and everything, just burning the shit.
Well, and just all those books and all the stuff. You can't read this shit, and just they wanted to. It was like, man,
the book burnings.
That's never like nobody on that side of things has ever really been right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta get rid of all this. You guys can't consume this.
We can't have this. Nobody can see this. It's like that's because it's like you're literally trying to manipulate the system or half the people or all of the people or whoever to try to be like, well, we're gonna get rid of this, so like there's no record basically, and then just no, this is life now, and then nobody knew any different. It's like you're not. This is exactly what we were warned about. You know what I mean? Even in the context of, I mean, like this country, but like also just because history will repeat itself if you dismiss it or try to manipulate it or weaponize it to fit a certain narrative instead of telling us the facts. For better, worse, or in between, everyone deserves to know the historical facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
that's just like, it's never been I mean, of course, things have been destroyed time and time again throughout history just because of what leaders have chosen to do. Our natural disasters obviously have wiped out a lot of shit too. Destroyed things. But
Yeah. Some of it's human error, some of it's just things that happen.
Yeah.
Over
some
time.
of it, it's
natural disasters and.
Yep.
It's life, man.
Interesting though. Yeah, it's fucking. Yeah, you gotta keep the shit around, man.
Try to preserve it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we can hop over to Catch Me If You Can.
Yes.
Steven Spielberg directed, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks, basically co-star movie.
It was another true story. It was two true story movies.
Yep. Frank Abagnale Jr., the renowned thief and getawayer, and
he was just like a con man.
Really. Con artist, however you want to put it.
Because it's not like he was like a thief, like he was straight up robbing people. I mean, like that.
Yeah.
He was just a thief to the system.
Yeah.
Like he was very much so. And conning everyone.
There's an argument to be made that the system deserves to be robbed, but it's like, he obviously was he almost seemed like he was doing it for sport for a while, like just trying to like get better at it. No, I'm gonna play this role. Like when he went into that classroom and started just teaching and seeing how quickly, if he heightened his voice and was like took authority, how quickly everybody fell in line because they thought he was the teacher. That was honestly impressive.
Made one kid get up and start reading and shit.
Yeah,
he believed it.
What chapter are we in? And he just the whole thing. And I totally forgot that scene even happened. But he was almost doing it for good sport at the beginning. Like he was just like, how can I kind of like navigate these waters like his dad would? Christopher Walken. And that's that cast too. Which of course it was a Spielberg cast and great fucking people around him. I couldn't really remember how much his dad was actually in it the first time, and I guess like it's pretty brutal to watch back too, where his like dad is just not doing really well, or he's doing super well, and his dad just kind of breaks in front of him.
Yeah, I mean his dad was also just not a great dude.
No, but he
because he was just like because he kind of wanted
to teach him great habits.
He wanted to stop. Yeah. Even at one point, he's like, because he knew he was gonna get fucked over eventually. That it was getting big. It was just getting bigger and bigger, and he was like begging him. He's like, "You're my dad. Tell me to stop." And he's like, "You're never gonna stop."
Yeah. You always think you can get away with more.
I mean, that's the thing, though, is he was incredibly clever, like the real guy. Like they said at the end, that he went on to work obviously with the FBI and like advance some of the ways that they did things, but he also didn't he create some kind of company or system or something, and he became like a millionaire.
He was able to find. He was able to help like all of them out with like how many scams like he could catch people making, and like how much off the record like money. I mean, I guess it was on the record. It was just through disingenuous means. God damn, yeah, $52 million made $352 million.
Yeah. Have taken on 8 different identities. And is
into believing he is a Secret Service agent named Barry Allen.
That's hilarious, though.
But yeah, basically his whole run during that. Yeah, I thought that was like a pretty brilliantly written movie though, and it especially took a real life concept and made it like very digestible on screen instead of, you know what I mean, like, because like, yeah, of course, like a lot of Spielberg's movies, it runs over well over 2 hours, but it was constantly like it kind of engaged you as like, to keep on watching. It didn't just like drag on,
Yeah.
But it was kind of comedic, obviously like dramatic.
It was kind of like funny too, because he was an incredibly clever dude.
Yeah.
But he was a kid. as well at that point, especially like just the contrast of Leo's character, like Frank, of being this kind of like suave, clever con man, and then he'd get around like his dad again. He would just turn into a little kid. He'd call him like daddy and stuff, and he like was still thinking, like hoping his parents would get back together, and like he just turned. Just the contrast of he was still like a kid, but he was like doing all this other shit too.
Yeah, like around his family, and then he was like one of the most intelligent guys like outside of that. That is kind of that's a take for sure. I mean it's true though. He just kind of went way back to the old days.
He wasn't even that old though. Like
whenever they were whenever he would like kind of talk to both of them.
Yeah, you just still had this hope that
and he actually, I thought that was interesting because he, even to the end, they were asking him, like Tom Hanks is asking him, he's like, how'd you pass the bar? Like he still didn't understand, and like he was smart enough to actually fucking have. It's insane to be able to essentially like have winged it like he did. Like he did study, but he didn't know any of the stuff like leading into what he had to know for the actual test, and that's why they thought they're like, we could figure out everything else that you did and like piece it all together. He's like, how did you pass that? And like, I don't even know if they said it, but the look like he had on his face, Leo just like kind of like, you still don't believe me, or you still don't believe that I'm capable of this, his intelligence as he has. And so I'm like, I definitely think it's insinuated like that he just was smart enough to fucking pass it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, because they think he cheated. And he's like, and he said earlier in the movie, he's like, I didn't cheat.
I mean, he moved, that's what I said, like the fraud department of the FBI, like he freaking advanced the way they were doing that.
Yeah, he was finding so many people.
Because as soon as they, remember he like, Tom Hanks pulled that other guy in there to kind of like vet him and see like if this dude was the real deal, and he like showed him the check, and he pointed out like 9 different ways that he knew it was a fake, like right off the bat and stuff. And it's like he had been doing it for so long and pulling it off and like making sure that everything was down to the T, that he could spot every imperfection, He
was a master at it after doing it so long.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting though.
Yeah.
It was one of the blind spots for me in Spielberg's filmography.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely worth seeing. The story's intriguing and like the performances are great. It was so like everything's always so like neat and tidy and like fucking cleaned up for like all of Spielberg's movies. Like everything's, even if it's like one of the more like gritty ones that he's made, or if it's, not saying this was one of them, but like everything is so like nothing's left like open-ended. Like everything's very fucking well-rounded in like all of his movies. Yeah. He can wrap a story. He knows how to execute on every fucking level. But yeah, that I mean, even I was avoiding like to that one, not on purpose, but just for a long time. And then Pawpaw showed me that one, and I was like, yeah, man, that was pretty solid. I watched a few more Tom Hanks movies actually. Like whenever I used to go over there on those days.
Yeah, I remember that era.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say also another blind spot of Spielberg's that I kind of wanted to see too. Still should check it out. Is Minority Report. I think that was the name of that one.
Did you see Ready Player One? I don't think you've ever seen that.
I don't think I've seen that one.
He made that in like 2018 or 20, something like that, and it got insane reviews too.
Yeah, man, he's been doing it for a long time.
Just fucking breaking so much ground. Because like even whenever he still releases a movie, everybody's like, "Oh man!" And like next, doesn't he have like an Alien movie coming out or something
this year?
Some type of Alien.
Yeah,
that's gonna be nuts too. We gotta go see that.
I forget what that thing's.
You know it's gonna be nuts because he's.
Yeah, I mean,
just gonna make something.
The trailer, I mean, the like sneak peek trailer that really told you nothing. Like during the Super Bowl, I was still kind of pulled in. I was like, this is interesting. What the fuck's going on here? What is this? And then I was like, it was like a Steven Spielberg film. I was like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah, I don't think it takes too much.
Well, you want to do some good, the bad, and the shits, I guess?
Yeah, we might as well. All right, well, give each other some movies next time around.
Yeah.
Do some good, the bad, and the shits in the meantime.
You want me to go first here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, we're fresh off the chamber, and I mean, we don't have to dive too deep into any of that, but we pointed out a couple of times, I mean, even on the rewatch, I kind of noticed it. It could just be the way WWE mics the crowd sometimes, you never know. But it's like, it felt like for the Chicago crowd, it was like, this is a little quiet, on the quiet side for a Chicago crowd.
Yeah.
What they're, they're known for being kind of a wild, rowdy crowd. So what do you think about the Chicago wrestling audience? Do you think it's an overrated audience? I mean, I feel like they almost, and maybe it's just biased because we're from St. Louis and stuff, but it's like there's a lot of wrestling history here.
Yeah.
A lot. But we don't really get that credit anymore because we're not like seen as one of the big cities.
Mm-hmm. I think the other day they were a little lackluster for sure.
Yeah, they've had some great
that was the first one in the United Center since the '94 SummerSlam, is what I think it said.
So it was Punk's first match in there, and so that was cool too. Yeah, that Bulls entrance.
Yeah. No, I there's actually a lot I liked. I'm not saying everything overall was great. I'm saying there's elements to a lot of Chamber that I did like. But I do think the men's and Randy winning was the fucking better decision. It was fresh too because it's been a while since he's won a major match like that, especially by himself or a 1-on-1 or what have you. Because usually he's eliminated in the finals.
Yeah, it was a big win for veteran Randy.
Yeah,
sure.
And I mean Rhea, it's not the biggest shock in the world, but I thought how you said I thought maybe Tiffany, but I was if not Tiffany, Rhea's always a solid choice. Maybe they're trying to stack the deck with doing the big, the muscle fucking mama match.
And it's because Rhea is so popular in modern WWE. She's one of the most popular superstars.
Well, and at some point...
It's WrestleMania. They're going to put her in the title match. They have for 7 years.
They're going to run into each other, Jade and Rhea.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big match to put in.
And then it's Stephanie,
probably going to be
and Liv, right?
Yeah.
Okay, those are set. Yeah, and that's fine. Rhea, and maybe Rhea could get something out of Jade that some of the other women can't. I don't know. She's kind of more of a similar size.
Yeah. I was gonna say I thought Tiffany worked her pretty good at SummerSlam. I enjoyed their match, and I didn't think her and Jordynne Grace was too bad recently. But it feels like there's not a lot of Jade matches that necessarily stand out to you. But she doesn't feel like she has a lot of matches.
Yeah.
In general.
She's going to probably be presented as more of a draw, especially because she's still got some stuff she's green on, but it takes a while.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, because Rhea, 39 and 40 and 41, she had great Mania matches. Mania matches. Yeah. So.
No, Rhea's a great talent.
We hope we can, she can pull her into that territory and make a great Mania match out of it.
Wait, who wins that match?
Rhea.
You think? She might. That would be a bigger Mania.
How many belts are going to change hands?
Because regardless if people are tired of it or not, it's kind of like the Charlotte thing or somebody else's. It's even if some people are, she's still wildly popular with kids, with a lot of people.
Oh, she's
huge. You could easily see her picking up another one.
It's just the fans being the fans. Once somebody's super over, if they're a top merch
she got it. She got up there. She fucking worked her ass off. So I mean,
still young too for being
She is. It's crazy. She's as polished as she is being this young, because all the other women, they're all mid-30s up that are as polished as they are. A lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess Bailey's not that old. But the But Rhea's just she's kind of on another level like that early. Like she was this good at 27, like, you know, a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like she was, so. So wait, was the good, the bad, the shits?
The Chicago wrestling audience.
I'm gonna say probably overrated. But I'm gonna definitely say overrated, much due to what we saw the other day.
I mean, yeah, they're like, it's them, Philly. Like, what are some of the really big U.S. wrestling audiences they point out? I guess New York, maybe. But it's like, I know Philly's a big one. They're a ruckus crowd. But, like, Chicago, they usually point that out about them.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like it was not that it was bad, but it wasn't that Chicago, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, WrestleMania 22 was in Chicago. You know, that was a crazy crowd. And a decently small arena, too.
Yeah,
so.
it was only like 22,000.
Yeah. But,
so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd probably agree with you on that, though. It's... At least based on this past chamber, I have thought they were like one of the better.
That was a little,
audiences
especially for on the road to WrestleMania for a pay-per-view. I definitely thought they're overrated if they're considered one of the big, and they are. But
also it could have just been that it was the United Center and the sound might just be not near as good in that bigger arena like it is in the Allstate.
I don't know. I didn't really see that many people up and going nuts either, though.
Yeah, that's true too. But I mean,
it was a pretty full. No, due credit, it was a pretty full stadium or how arena, but it wasn't like that lively. It didn't feel.
That's gonna happen though when you got freaking CM Punk and Finn Balor doing 2-minute abdominal stretches in the fucking middle of the ring.
I don't know.
Not that match sucked, but you know, I thought the AJ Becky and Punk Finn match were like.
They were. I mean, they were fine.
Yeah, exactly.
There was nothing like. Fine. Yeah.
You know.
I didn't dislike them, but no, I mean
the chambers were.
People are. Good. Yeah.
I was kind of like
the Finn and Punk one. Didn't it end like almost prematurely?
I mean, not even really. It just felt like more could have happened with that. It was just like, oh well.
That's what I mean.
We all knew Punk was gonna beat Finn, but it's just like, oh, he just. Okay, beat him clean. Nothing really happened. All right.
Yeah, not even like hung in suspense. Yeah. Well, Finn got a world title match. Check that one off.
Yeah,
there's certain guys that it's almost like written into their contract. I feel like where they get like one a year or something or one a.
Well, the one in freaking Dublin on Raw, in his hometown, that was a better match. Not even that I really thought he was going to pick up the belt there, but it at least felt a little more believable because it was like, holy shit, like they're delivering this banger on freaking Raw. Like it was like just some random Raw main event in Ireland. And the crowd was like all into Finn and booing Punk and shit. It was kind of a cool environment. Yeah. So this was kind of like the flip side of that. And I kind of preferred their...
No, that would honestly be cool because it's not what you're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Being all about him. You want me to throw mine out there?
Yep.
Mine is simply the colored ring canvas. Historically, Vince would always have the plain white, and we're not even necessarily talking about like the logos themselves, but even coloring the ring, you know what I mean? For a long time, Vince just wanted it presented like the traditional. And me and Ethan were talking about this not too long ago about the, he wanted to present it a certain way. The mat's, prestigious, like, let's not put anything on it, let's not color it, let's not make it any sort of anything except the white. Plus, you can see everything, what happens during the match, the blood, like, if anything, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's so, like, it's a blank canvas. Yeah. Paint the art. You know what I mean? That's what he believed in. I don't really have an overly big issue with it. Like, I don't dislike it. Indie companies often have, like, a black canvas. Or they'll, like, put something over the white, whatever. I don't have a huge issue with it, but I also understand Vince's, like, the mentality that he had with it and kind of keeping that preserved to what it always was, at least in WWE, you know? I don't know what you think about it. I don't like have too strong of feelings about it, but I get why it's not a huge deal, and I also get Vince's perspective on it, you know? Or like his historical, what he would, how the way he would put it.
It doesn't bother me, really, by any means. I mean, yeah, I get that perspective. The, blank canvas, just blank.
Paint your art, yeah.
But they're already putting a bunch of logos in there now, week to week anyway, so it's not really that anyways. So if they want to make it a black canvas, and freaking put their logos on there, like, that's not going to bother me any more than it being a white canvas with all the logos.
Or Slim Jim table. I think the Slim Jim table is actually kind of cool. I like it.
You do? I don't know.
I mean, it's not any fucking...
I don't hate it.
I think that bothers me less than the mats, probably.
I'm just getting used to it at this point. I'm like, oh, it's on the
but
mats and the turnbuckles.
We just kind of have to get used to
ring,
once they made it corporate instead of like family owned, like completely. There's sponsors on logos on everything. Yeah. Because for absolute the biggest buck. Like,
I mean, it's been like that in all the other types of combat sports forever.
Well, and that was what Vince always was like. Let's keep it this, you know. So what are you thinking then? Fair?
Yeah, I was gonna go fair to a little. I was gonna almost go a little underrated from the perspective of everybody, because I feel like people really shit on it, and I'm like, I don't really think it's bad.
Not enough to stop watching though.
Yeah, just to.
Shit.
Nothing to stop watching, dude. No bitch and shit on everything every week. And keep watching. It's like every fandom for everything.
Yeah. Ah, this sucks. And they go buy 110 more tickets and shirts and all kinds of stuff.
See, I mean, I'm guilty of doing all that, but I don't really like. I voice my opinion, but I don't shit on everything. There's things I like too, you know.
Yeah, the people that act, it's like at a certain point, it's like you're allowed your complaints, but it's like if you're trying to say it's worse than it is you like it, then what are you even watching it for? You know what I mean? We're mostly like, like we still like a lot of things about it, but it's like there are flaws too, so it's kind of like you just accept some of those because you want to keep staying engaged, or at least moderately engaged, and then maybe more or less at other times of the year.
Because, there's like, I mean, throughout the year too, like, of course, Mania and stuff like that, but
those people are ridiculous.
Randomly throughout the year, it's like you strike gold with some of these matches or storylines and stuff where it's like, oh man, this one's damn good. Yeah. Sometimes it's going to be like, okay, you've watched wrestling long enough to know sometimes, like, this is some corny shit. You guys should just fucking nip it.
The people that haven't really watched much in the last like year, two or three, some people like that haven't been. You can tell actually on a ground level watching this stuff actively or watching matches, at a time. They'll just be like, "Oh, that's shit's it's not good right now" or whatever. But it's like I don't know when the last time they watched something was, because there's definitely like good matches. It's not every show and it's not every match, but there's definitely like a fair amount of good stuff, even with some of the stuff that might bother you. Yeah. But they're not going to please everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what you got to accept as a
even
fan
on
of
a show that we really like a weekly show, I'm sure there's still going to be a segment or something where you're like, okay,
that's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you know what I mean? Like you got to accept some of that stuff too. But it's some people act like it just ruined their whole day, or like I got fucking products in the shitter, fucking. It's just like if it's making you this miserable, like you're too emotionally fucking involved. What are you doing? I mean, like you should be emotionally invested into it, like to a degree, but you shouldn't be. It's like you got to keep your
engaged to want to even
keep your expectations and also like your priorities in check too. It's like you got to fucking.
I mean, as a grown adult too, if you've been watching for a while, you know what it is.
And you know it goes through patterns and dips and fucking times that. Things are slower and they're not really trying to get good ratings or anything because people are watching NFL and other shit. So, all right. Is that just your first one?
We each gave each other one.
Oh yeah, the canvas. You said fair, or no?
I said fair to. I'm gonna go. Actually, I get. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna lean a little bit underrated. I think.
Shit. He loves the sponsor and the fucked up canvas.
No, I don't like the sponsor necessarily. But I mean, honestly, like the darker ring canvas.
No, it's cool. I like the
black.
Bother me. I like the black canvas. That's always what ROH had with their like the red apron and everything. And it was like I really dug the black and red like canvas and stuff, you know. And they'd have like black ropes. It'd be sick.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor on the sides. But yeah. Alright, what do you got next?
Well, this one's a little bit of a different direction for sure. We've never actually done this. It's just been interpreted in movies and stuff like that, and it's usually interpreted quite negatively. But it seems to happen in movies a lot. Working in a cubicle. Do you think it's actually as absolutely shitty as it looks like it would be? I mean, I've definitely been in cubicles and seen them, like for different things and stuff like that.
I mean, if it was for here's the thing, it just being in a cubicle, if it was a job I really fucking wanted, then I could probably get myself to do it. But like, in theory, it does not sound like a good time.
Just in a space with a bunch of other people in their cubes.
In theory, stuff. But it's like if he's on the board of, I mean, and I hope if you're on the board of something or you're on one of the top jobs for like working on this Star Wars project or this thing or this, you know what I mean? If I'm like among people that are gonna make elite decisions at a high level, and it's like, oh man, I really fucking want to do this, and it was kind of in that setting, like, I mean, I can do it. I don't know how all that stuff works, but like I would be able to do it if it served my interest. But I'm not taking on like already a kind of shitty job in a fucking cubicle.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Like it does kind of feel sort of cool though to have like if there's a few rows of cubicles and stuff like that, and you come walking onto your floor, and you walk in and you like have your own little cube in there, you know. You walk into your own space, you got all decorated with your own types of shit in there. It's like, God, this is my space in here.
I mean, if it's that big, then I just want my fucking office.
I mean, you got tiny little walls. You can thumbtack shit up there.
Oh, yep. It's me and Amy. Posted right up there. You get like a 6-inch wall.
Yeah, you got a little desk too.
Yeah, it's like those offices they used to give us when we were in fucking school. Here, it's a folder. Here you go. I'll put it up.
If I got a fucking folder, a manila fucking folder, I'd be out.
Miss Forshey in 6th grade, God bless her heart, because she was one of my favorite teachers of all time. I'll never forget, like on top of one of those. It was before I wore contacts too. Because I didn't wear contacts until like freshman year. And my eyes held up for a lot longer than like my brothers did. But anyway, so I was like just sitting there, and this is in like 6th grade. And like we get the offices out, right? The folder. Have it like this. You put your sheet down.
Yeah.
She was giving me like the packet, or maybe it was just one side and the other, like two, just put together. The way she handed it though, it slid right across the top of the folder, my office, and posted it this side. Dude, it would not stop fucking watering. It was like, I like kept flinching. I was like, shit. Oh yeah, no, it did. And I like,
oh man, that fucking makes me kind of hurt actually.
It's so funny that this came up like somehow from that though, but because I was like, I've definitely never even told this on here. It's probably a story I haven't told in fucking 15 years. But, no, it hurt like a son of a bitch, dude. It actually did kind of puncture, like, my pupil a little bit. Like, it did do, I mean, it healed everything. But the nurse, like, looked at it and it was kind of like, ooh, it was cut. Like, it just would not stop, like, my eye twitching and just watering and stuff. I was like, oh my. That was even more annoying than the pain. I was just like, my eye does not fucking calm down.
Yeah. That
hurt. It just, yeah. And, she... she just gives it to me, but it was such a perfect slide that the way it came down, it just whoops right into the center of it.
Did she freak out?
Yeah. Oh no, she was like, Oh my god, yeah, she felt really bad, and then she like sent me to the nurse or I don't know if she took me or something or what. I mean, just think, someone fucking run into something, be like, oh, I don't even remember, but I do remember I went to the nurse and I was just like, it was just so annoying because I couldn't see shit out of that eye for a little while. And then I remember like mom actually getting kind of, I don't know, I want to say mad, maybe that's a little too much, but she was just like, one day she's just like, why don't you tell me things, or why don't you tell, and this was like at, 6th grade or whatever, and I didn't even know what she was talking about. Like, it happened the other day, and like I guess somehow like my teacher let her know. And she's like, and I didn't even remember what she was talking about by the time she brought it up. It was like within 2 to like 4 or 5 days later, whatever. And then I was like, oh yeah, that, because it was like a real nuisance and shitty for that moment. But after that, I just kind of like, for that little bit, I guess. My eye probably wasn't too great the next day, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I do remember the story.
Damage to the eye sucks.
Oh, yeah. No, that other time, remember whenever I had to wear my glasses in the... no, it was right before we got our place. Because, like, I had some sort of eye thing there. Because, like, dust got in my eye at the fucking warehouse. And and it was the same day we were trying to put on that Corey Feldman fucking documentary that scammed everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And my eye wouldn't stop flickering. I thought I was fucked out of my $20. That was a shit time, too. That was way worse, actually, to be honest with you. Because, and that happened at work, so, like, by the time that happened, and I was trying to figure out if I had, whenever I got poked in the thing happened at the warehouse, I was trying to figure out if it was better to wear one good contact in this eye still, and because you're not really supposed to do that, but because this one was kind of bad, and I had to wait for it to heal, I was like, I won't put a contact on it yet. I waited a little bit, but counter to that, if I had just worn the glasses, they were like fucking 4 ratios behind in terms of the prescription. So what am I supposed to do? Do I want to be kind of blind out of both eyes, or have one good eye and one not so good eye?
And wearing the glasses are like that just give you headaches and be worse.
I've never been. It's always annoyed me to have something on my face. Like even after wearing sunglasses for a while, I kind of want them off my face just because I don't know. I don't want something sitting on there. That's why I've always been a contact person. I mean, I would get LASIK, but I don't even really mind wearing the contacts as long as I'm not stupid about when I take them out. I need to get some more, actually. But,
want to
anyway,
fall asleep with them and have them slide to the back of your eye.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Oh. Yeah, working in the cubicle. What'd you think about that one?
I mean, if it's something I had to do for a position I really wanted, but I would never settle and work probably in a cubicle, I don't think. Yeah. I mean, not that I wouldn't work in like a little, it kind of depends on the office, but the cubicles I think you're referring to, not that there wouldn't be some elements of it that are like, maybe that wouldn't be that bad.
Got my little cactus over here.
But I think in large part, you bring up that word to somebody and they're like, ugh. Like, you know what I mean? There's a degree of, I wouldn't want a job like that kind of thing attached to it. Yeah, I think I still am going to go maybe a little overrated. Not to say that some cubicle jobs aren't decent or worth having if it's worth it to you, but I think I'm going to go a little overrated.
All right.
Let me throw my last one out here.
Yep.
All right, I thought of this one randomly earlier. What do you think of cover bands?
Oh, man.
As a whole, there's like Pearl Jam cover bands, there's fucking...
I mean, there's cover bands
so many. Yeah, so many different.
All the big ones, basically. Any big rock band you could think of probably got one.
It's kind of cool because like sometimes.
I mean, even like Jimmy Buffett, got them in too.
There's some things to like and not like, I guess, about it, but it's kind of nice that sometimes you'll go into a place or like a smaller town or whatever, and like the cover band for AC/DC or someone will be like there, and like they'll be playing all their songs and like kind of sound like them. And it's kind of nice to still be like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's like being played for you.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's not the group, but it's not like you're paying for a cover band anywhere near you'd be paying for the tickets of the actual band. You know what I mean?
I think they're cool for like, some local bar town or something. Or like, oh, look at this band's here tonight. But all in all, I have never really understood the point of them. I'm like, I get... You can have bands that are an inspiration to you and that you like, and you take stuff from these people or whatever. But like, if you're into music and you actually have a group of guys together that can play instruments and be in a band, why the fuck would you not try to be in a band? Why you
like write your own stuff?
Why you just let's just do all this band shit?
Because maybe some of them are like, well, somebody's got to do it, so we're gonna do it and make some fucking money off of playing all their shit. You know, that's like one way I could see it.
Yeah.
But I do think, if you're that talented to play the music, especially instruments, the way that actual band does it for the most part, maybe not as well because you're a cover band, but like...
Because if you're a good cover band, it's like, why are you a cover band? You could be better.
Yeah, no,
and
that's
if
true.
you're
that's true.
not a good cover band, then you're just shitty, but it makes sense that you're a cover band.
I really don't have strong feelings one way or another about this one. So I'm like this particular topic. So I am just kind of like trying to see the various perspectives for why they exist and like what there is to like and maybe not like about them. But I also don't think the downside is that much. It's like doesn't really inconvenience anybody that somebody's fucking covering another band, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do understand that too because like we always say, and like I don't want to, originality and making your own stuff and like trying to come up with your own ideas. Of course, a lot of people are inspired off of other people's ideas and off of other things.
For sure. I mean, you're inspired by somebody along the way, always.
But it is not, it is really cool to have original. But, I think regardless, it's on some level or another, you're always going to have that because there's always going to be somebody that's like, well, I want to play like a lot of this, their songs, like kind of thing.
I get like the fun aspect of it, but outside of that, I'm like, I'm out on the cover band. Like,
yeah, I don't think that I would ever
like if it's a group of like dads in their freaking mid 40s, early 50s, they're like, oh, remember we were all fucking met in college. we were big fans of this band. Yeah. Let's fucking rock out in the garage to their music, and then pick up some gigs in the local bars and freaking community fair and stuff like that. Like, I'm cool with all that, but like, yeah, for the most part, I'm out on the cover band. I'm like, let's just listen to the real band at this point. Like, I don't care if they're here live. This is just a shittier version of Back in Black. Let's just play it. Let's just play it on the jukebox.
Yeah. Well, that's Hopefully they're not too bad though. Whenever you see somebody like, apparently the ones that do Pearl Jam's covers are actually a really, really good rendition of them.
Oh yeah, because everybody freaking did the Eddie Vedder voice for a while too. They picked up on that after he started doing the mumble. He was mumble rock before mumble rap came around.
No, dude. Like I was telling you. Speaking of, obviously now we're in March and we're already talking about St. Paddy's Day a little bit. That, like what I said about the Irish pub thing, like it's honestly really cool whenever you go into a pub and there is like live music. Sometimes it's just one guy and his fucking instrument or whatever, and like something about it, because it is such a vibe that you're like, you're gonna find this in this place, but you're not gonna really, it's not like there's anybody else's things. But it's like, it's so awesome whenever they're a genuine like Irish, band or singer or whoever's in there playing their instruments, because it's just, there's one sound like that, exactly like where it's coming from. You know what I mean? The Irish culture and stuff. And so I'm like, I always thought that the pubs and all the live music was dope. Like I went to a few with Vinny way back, and then I've just been to some other with my like our grandma and dad and Corey and over the years.
Yeah, I mean that's what's cool about live music too, is it's like there's different spots in different areas and stuff where certain types of music are like big, like live music wise. Like in New Orleans, you'll hear a lot of like brass instruments and jazz and stuff like that. Like it's just kind of like you go to certain bars or certain areas, like you said, like Irish pubs and stuff, and it's like exactly where you're at based on the music that's going on in there.
Well, and like what even culture it's coming from.
Yeah.
It's like it just has such a distinctive. I don't know. I like that though a lot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the cover band though, I'm gonna say is a little overrated.
Little overrated.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right.
Because I mean, like you said, I would rather hear one guy up there ripping it on the saxophone or freaking just with a damn standing bass, just boom, 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 and fucking singing.
Yeah.
I'd rather.
Dude, some of the Irish singers, like, to go in there insane is, like, just the singing and the instrument at the same time, or they're, it's fucking, it's like, it's crazy. Like, they're so...
The one-man bands, man.
Yeah. Well, and it's awesome because they're holding the whole place in the palm of their hands. Everybody's like, like they're pretty. I feel like in those places too, people really watch and pay attention to the music too. They're like,
yeah,
because it's usually they're really good. The person that's performing in some of the Irish ones that I've been in, but give them a little shout out there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, live music in general is cool.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I'm down for that, and sometimes though I'm like, if everybody's trying to hang out, we gotta back away from this a little bit because I can't hear it.
Oh, it's a little loud for sure in some of those places. Well, good, the bad, and the shits, man.
Yep.
Wrapping it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for having us, listening, watching, however you're consuming this. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, you'll be a 30-year-old man next time we're back on this podcast.
Yeah. That's gonna be something.
Enjoy it.
We've had some really fun days recently and in this past week plus, and some fun ones coming up. So it'll be interesting by the time we check back in. We'll be a brand new kind of however you want to break it down, but it'll be 220. Episode 220.
That'll be starting in the 220s.
Yep. And this is officially, obviously, our 1st of March, but we'll be following up here soon. And St. Patty's Day won't be too long. Won't be too long away.
Nope.
Check back in with the movie reviews.
Blink of an eye
next
before you know
solo.
it. Yes.
And some more this or that.
As always.
Anything else?
I think that about does it.
Alrighty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have a great night and a good week. Take care of yourselves out there. Stay safe. And we will see you next time.